D&D Live. Hello, everyone. I've undeafened myself. Hello, guys.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome to the 8th episode of the D&D campaign. Actually, you know what I forgot to do? Is call it the new title of the campaign.
I was going to say I was excited for the third straight episode of Crossroads.
Yeah. Well, three episodes of Crossroads sounds like it sounds like some sort of
Finale or something? Like mid-season finale?
Did that not work?
Sounds like a Dragon Ball No, it sounds like a Dragon Ball Z style soap opera.
Yeah, exactly.
Crossroads of Destiny, I think, is the name of an Avatar episode.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I think it's like the season 2 finale.
Yeah, the one with Zuko deciding what's
Exactly. Yep.
So they the last episode was actually renamed to When It Rains. So
okay.
Ooh.
Because, well, you guys were there. You experienced it, and it kind of makes a little more sense. This one will actually be called Crossroads, although I'm pretty sure the choices you're about to make are less than Crossroadian, because I kind of figure what you guys are going to do.
Split the party up for at least part of it just to make it make sense.
Well, at this point, obviously, we're going to go back to the military camp and do a bunch of stuff there.
Well, the thing is, speaking of
two are
splitting the
just-
party, you do have 4 NPCs with you, other than Orem himself or the Black Fang. I'm gonna call him the Black Fang as often as I can, so that it doesn't get confused with Oris or the character Rim, which is 1 letter short. They're not related. Okay, I just want to say hi to the stream, anybody watching. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully you're a little caught up on what's going on with these guys. And quick introductions. I will say your character's name, and then you can say hi. We will start with May, the elven girl.
Hi, I'm May. I mean, I'm Ezekiel playing May. But May Galanodel. I come from the town that we're currently in and have been in for a little while. I'm a young girl in like my 20s or 30s, but I look like I'm 12. I'm a wizard, I'm pretty smart, but I also am pretty innocent and don't really know that much about the world quite yet.
Excellent. That was an awesome intro. Next up is Fjorn.
I'm Bjorn. I'm barbarian. Little under the allergies this morning, so I may sound stuffy. Sorry about that.
Only in person. Fjorn does not get sick, unless the DM decides to disease all of you, which you never know.
Maybe.
You'll do it the level before I get the thing that doesn't let me be sick or whatever.
I always like to take those weird niche abilities and actually make them happen in the game at some point, because if there's no diseases all game and you're immune to diseases, it's like, why did I get this? But we'll see what happens. Anyways, speaking of which, Oris, our monk.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Stop Shulking. I play Oris. He's a monk. He's very interested in, as we maybe hinted towards last episode, traveling between worlds, or at least how it works and how it's possible. So that's sort of his mission. He's peaceful unless you knock Fjorn down, in which case he just goes ham.
Yes, he did. I remember that last episode. And lastly, we have Zazimus, our bard.
Hello, I'm Fallstar. I'm playing Zazimos. I have this. I do not like elves. I think elves are behind everything. And I like being right about everything, apparently. And just had everything confirmed to me about how elves are awful last session, obviously.
Okay, so a quick recap of what happened last episode. You guys were in an epic battle with your previous commanding officer. You killed some soldiers. They killed some people. There were our first NPC deaths that we've had. You noticed that the unnamed soldiers that were there had a tattoo on them, which Fjorn recognized as the Gloom Ilk. It looks like a sword with bat wings. I actually should try to draw it one day, and then I can post it up on the screen, which would be cool. Notably, I forgot to mention it, but that was only on those 3 soldiers. It was not on either Drug or Maverick. But given the way Corbin fought, you're pretty certain he is also involved with the Gloom Ilk. And then you met with the Black Fang. Gloom Ilk. Yeah. Am I saying that wrong? That's fine.
Oh no, he just thought it was Loom Elk last time, so I was making sure people understood.
Spelling.
Loom Elk.
He thought it was an elk.
Ilk. Yes,
the
because they come from the Shadowfell, and the name is kind of Shadowfellian.
Yeah, no.
So you met with the hermit who lives off in that hovel that you hadn't explored yet. And it turns out he's a great war hero from days past, and he dropped a bunch of lore on you. And he's going to go by the Black Fang, which was his title back in the day, or the Black Fang of El Rolin, which is the city, the main capital of the elves. Glue milk, yeah, it's the glue milk. You drink it, and then your mouth is stuck together. So,
I like it.
Where we left off, I think you guys had a bit of a disagreement on when you guys were going to take a long rest. Some of you wanted to leave as soon as possible, and some of you wanted to try to get that long rest in. I thought about it. I don't see why you have to wait until night to take a long rest. So right now it's about 2 in the afternoon-ish. You and the Black Fang and your other 4 NPC party members are all in that town hall with you, resting while it rains outside. You can take your rest now if you want, your long rest, and then it will be in the middle of the night when you plan to do something. Or you can do stuff now and make plans now and then sleep. And then, because if you guys are planning to travel,
I believe we learned some stuff from him. I don't know how long that would have taken, but some of the lore was from the Mr. Black Fang. And
yes, Mr. Black Fang.
So I wasn't sure how long that would take, but I was thinking we could do that and then just go to sleep, because unless people want to wait so we don't have to go out into the forest in the middle of the night or something, I don't really mind either way. But...
Well, okay, so I think I'll just kind of expedite this a little bit. If you guys are planning to, and it sounds from what I've been told, to go save Rim by going north into the forest, the Black Fang will take you there, but he warns you guys that the next town, if we're gonna travel north, the next town, I actually named it, is called El Luane, and it's a 3-day distance. So you'll be traveling for 3 days in thick brush because there aren't any roads, he says, at least as far as he remembers.
Does he think, or do you think that that's where Rim is?
Well, okay, and then to tack onto that, he is going to track Rim as far as he can in that same direction, because we kind of skipped over it, but he must have spoken with the teacher of the orphans to figure out where Rim was last seen, and then he's a fantastic tracker, and his tracks are leading in the northward direction. So you don't know how far along that 3-day journey is that you'll encounter an offshoot or have to go in a way to find Rim. But if your plan is to both explore northward and save Rim, you can do that. It's just a 3-day journey, and it'll take you a little bit of time to gather supplies, and some of the Elvish town will help you with that as far as food and drink and And interestingly enough, the Grape Farms have offered to give you a couple bottles of elven wine because they know that Fjorn and some other members do enjoy a nice little. So if you care to include that stuff in your inventory or not, I would just say you have 3 days.
Maggie tries to get some in her inventory unless someone stops her.
Sorry, what was that?
May's gonna try to get some in her inventory unless someone stops her.
Oh, one of the bottles? Okay.
So
because she's never tried wine before.
So you have 2 bottles of elven wine and then 3 days worth, plus whatever you guys naturally started with, but 3 days worth of food for the 5 of you. Also, the Black Fang, while you guys rest, will be completely armed when he shows up next. He will be wearing his 2 magical short swords that he wields, and he has a similar cloak to the one you've seen Tessa wear in the past, as well as basic medium armor or whatever he's wearing.
Were you saying like 1 or 2 bottles each, or between
the
4 of
you have
us?
2 bottles of wine for the party.
Okay.
They're...
Well, I guess May and Fjorn is the likely candidate
I don't
next.
want it because I don't trust it.
Yeah, it is elven. I mean, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good wine, but who knows what it does exactly.
That's weird.
And then the last thing I want to mention to you guys is that your NPCs, Tessa, Callie, Gimble, and Foal, are not going to go with you. If your plan is to continue northward, they're not interested in that. Their plans are to get on a boat and try to leave the continent. So that's why I'm going to keep the term Crossroads, because you will lose effectively half your party by making that choice to go north, whereas they would like to continue doing the things to prepare for them to leave. You can talk with them if you'd like about maybe having plans to wait. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but if it's to save Rim and come, if all you want to do is save Rim and come back, maybe that's a different thing, and you can talk with them about that. They're not going to be going tomorrow, but if it's 3 days up and then you turn around and come 3 days back, a week later, maybe they're gone by then. You're not sure. You'd have to discuss that with those NPCs.
Yeah, I don't trust that they... I think that it would be more prudent for them to just go because I don't think that it would be, considering that how dangerous Corin was. I don't think that I think it would be wise for them to just not be here.
Okay.
I think that they should just go, and we should split up, go our separate ways, and if we can make at least one of the bodies look like one of them, that might throw the trail off.
Okay.
Them being
the 4
the
that
NPCs?
are losing? Yeah, they're not going to take
maybe,
their clothes off and just... I'm not sure.
No, but they're not clothes, but is there some way to change the...
Char the bodies?
Something. Do something to counter any... some way to make... Maybe, definitely get rid of the tattoos, but, make it look something like one of the people who is going to definitely...
Are you going to do this personally? Attend to this personally?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I've got a torch.
Yeah.
Also, just hide them somewhere. Make it like they disappear.
Sure. Well, I mean, if you guys don't do anything, the town's going to bury them in the graveyard. But if you tell them you have some kind of plan where you want to leave the corpses out, they may listen.
At least one of them. The others can be buried in the graveyard, but one of them needs to be
one soldier
found.
Okay. So right now the only people here I guess we'll say the chaplain and the teacher of the orphanage are basically the only people making decisions at this point. They're kind of lost. They're just going to do whatever. So yeah, the chaplain will agree to let you gussy up one body and do what you'd like with it. They'll let it
Yeah,
stay out for a few days, but when the smell gets really bad, she's gonna bury it anyways. They're not gonna just like let rotting corpses stay outside for like weeks and weeks. Yeah. But yeah, if that's something you want to do, can you just roll me a deception check, and we'll see how good of a job you do deceiving any would-be.
Thank you for saying that instead of medicine.
Yeah, it could have been medicine, but I don't think they're. I don't think you're trying to like heal them. Okay, so you rolled a natural 20. You're very deceptive. Yeah, this thing.
I'm disgusted.
It looks like whatever you want it to look like. Somehow you.
It looks like. I take one of the soldiers and make it look like Tessa.
You found a way somehow to make this soldier look. If you want, you can have this one corpse look like two people. If you want, like that's how good of a job you did.
It's all of a sudden that Midgar Zulum, just like on a pike.
Well,
yeah,
I'm figuring like, mind you, hacking up the body is probably gross, but let's say this body is in enough, somehow you manage it. Like that's how good of a job you did. Like they're like you just put like a second pair of pants on it somehow, and it looks like there's another person there. Either way, yeah, it's gonna fool people. But are you sure Tessa is the person you want? Because those people are gonna be returning to camp and doing things in the underground.
Oh, I thought that
It makes. I feel like it makes more sense that it would be one of you guys.
Oh, who wants to be dead?
Me.
Well,
they don't know.
I don't really know.
So.
it should be
They don't know
one of the previous misfits. Yeah,
You might as well make yourself look dead, so they don't come after you, and then.
Sure. So there's a
Yeah.
Zosimus-esque corpse that they're gonna leave available to any passerbys, and they will try to convince people of your story as well if anyone tries to speak with them. But chances are they won't.
Totally.
Anyone who shows up will likely come in force because
they totally destroyed me, and then here's the body that's proof of it.
It's the story of the silent bard.
yeah.
Yup.
Excellent. Okay, so before you guys set out, I guess I need to know what time of the day you get. Oh, sorry. One last thing. Tessa does agree that during the time that you guys are going to be gathering supplies and stuff, that she will go back to the camp, sneak in, and recover any personal belongings. Because I know we had a few episodes back where Oris was speaking about how he had left some of his supplies in camp. Because it didn't make sense to take it with them.
Yep.
She'll recover any personal belongings, anything you had just decided, but for flavor-wise had left at the camp. She will collect those things for you. And
Sea charge.
my
Is that okay?
my fire alarm is going off.
Yeah, you should go check that.
Oh, boy.
Someone was just trying to use the oven. It's okay.
Well,
in the
okay.
kitchen right above the
The one question I had is, did we long rest or not though? Because I assumed we had to long rest to do our levels. So
Yeah,
I
so
maxed out on my HP.
We're gonna give you guys the long rest. The question is, what time do you want to leave?
Let's leave in the morning. Morning is wiser than the evening.
Yeah, let's just say morning. Let's say the dead body thing you did before we went to sleep and things like that, and we talked to learn the stuff from Black Flang, and then we can go in the morning. We can wake up.
Yeah. And you all drank a big, tall glass of glue milk, and now your mouths are glued.
Trying to think of
Oris is just notably grumpy about the fact that everyone wants to wait until the morning, but just he'll go along with it.
Yes.
He's also kind of brooding because of Maverick. He did want to try to help Maverick, but the battle happened so fast he was dead before anything could happen. So
if you want, you can have a small.
He mentions that out loud.
Like most people are being buried unceremoniously, but if you'd like to have a few words over his burial, that's fine.
Yeah, maybe he would just ask Callie for help to bury Maverick specifically, and say he didn't have much time to get to know him, but he thought he would have been a good friend.
She interestingly, when Callie and you are doing this little ceremony, she actually pulls you aside for a second and really asks you what your plans are with the rest of this party. Just you specifically, Oris.
Yeah, I mean, Oris is he wants to investigate the Mazgate, and he's not sure how to get information on it, but he feels like maybe in person to start, and then if there's nothing to find in the Elven territory, then he might, go searching around the world for more information on it. That's kind of his current mindset on it. Obviously, he wants to find Rem first and foremost, and then see what else comes along in between that. But I guess he would probably ask Callie if, because I don't know if we discussed the town they were trying to leave to another continent where there's other elves, to try to find out where that is. So maybe if he's in the area, he could look for them.
Well, they haven't even gathered the sea charts yet, so they're navigating across the continent. It's kind of a mixed bag. Wow, I've never had that go off 3 times. That's something. Is Maverick the shopkeeper? No, Maverick was the half-elf.
He got sworded when he was crying.
He refused to fight
Corbin.
you guys, and he just cried in the rain, and then Corbin immediately cut him down.
Maverick was the halfling, right?
Yeah, Oris was like, he went on the roof, and then all I had time for to climb up on the roof and drink the potion, and then by my next turn, because I rolled shit initiative, he was already murdered, so I didn't even get a chance to talk to him.
I think
so.
it was unlikely
That
we
was
could
my
have saved
plan.
him, but I think
It was unlikely, yeah. But the fact that I didn't get to try is like Oris is upset.
Yeah.
'cause,
I wouldn't
didn't get the
say
chance.
I wouldn't say it was impossible.
oh no, but I think
It was
just
a tough
difficult-
situation. Yeah.
Mage just tries to, I don't know, tries to be sort of reassuring about it, and then just says like, sort of determinedly that we'll get that Corbin guy with the darkness. We'll get him.
Yeah, vengeance isn't big on for Oris, but he does want to see Corbin.
It is for May.
I'm just
Yeah.
talking about justice. I don't mean vengeance. Letting
Yeah. Okay.
an
I mean-
obsession, but
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying you were
Similar
hoping
goal.
Callie would give you some kind of information as to where she would be.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe she could help look for information on the new continent because they might also have information on this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think out what she could give you, but
somewhere
I don't.
else.
She doesn't.
Or
I
even
was
just
like,
leave
she gives you
breadcrumbs.
yourself. She gives you her digits, and you just have them.
No, but like breadcrumbs or some sort. I have no idea. Like
Yeah,
some sort of.
she
like,
promises
mark
to
or
give you something,
so we
but-
know that she's been somewhere.
What she does actually, this is what she does. She has like she takes out of her pocket. She has like this red fabric that she's just had this whole time that you weren't aware of, and she tears a strip of it off and she ties it around like a link of your clothes, and or like wherever you want it, I guess. She gives you this, and she
Sure.
says that as she travels, she's gonna leave those. And so if you ever happen that way and you ever find strips of red cloth, you might be able to find her down the road.
Cool. I like it.
Mind you,
Yeah, and-
it is kind of a sad goodbye. There's could be a chance you guys never see each other again.
Definitely.
Fellow bow user. Now that you use a bow, you guys are a little bit close before, and now that you use a bow, she's just like, no one else uses a bow. This weird guy uses a crossbow, but I don't care about that guy.
You could be going. You could find those red strips and go the opposite direction from her, though.
She also doesn't hate Fjorn either, because Fjorn saved her from the owlbear, and you guys did give her those ears. There's been a bit of a connection between you guys. So, yeah, if that's the end of, I guess we're saying a sad goodbye, and this is officially going to be Crossroads now as the episode, because as you guys prepare to travel north, the people that have been with you for the last however long are going to leave, and I would almost argue that the prologue of this whole story has kind of wrapped up here, where you guys had all these NPCs before you had a real party, but now you have a party of 4 actual human beings on the other end of computers, mind you. Yeah, I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
So,
Okay.
are we heading off to a necromancer's lair or something?
Well, the second you guys fall asleep, a meteor falls on the town. You all re-roll characters. Oh yeah, you don't sleep. That's
Well, no, I mean she's gonna be half asleep, half
meditating or tranced as an elf would be. Okay, excellent.
So we wake up in the morning and we're on some strange island with 3 landmarks,
Yeah.
a couple of pirates, and and a wraith.
Well, you have to find the book before there's any wraiths, but
We went back in time.
yeah, I don't know. I had mixed bag responses from that, where some people were saying that they had no idea how dangerous a wraith was, and other people saying that those players should have known how dangerous a wraith was and just not encountered it. I don't know. It was kind of a mixed bag of how that should all went down, and I think if I do another one shot, it won't be a PvP battle royale. It'll probably be a heist.
Yeah, that's a good idea to have them. It's battle royale is better for people with similar experience levels and stuff.
Yeah, everyone was bringing different stuff to the party. I still got what I wanted out of it, which was to vet 6 players all at once. But I think
Scooby-Doo.
yeah, so I think the next one shot will probably end up being some kind of heist instead, where they have a chance to get into
The Scooby-Doo house.
Yeah,
Ocean's
maybe a murder mystery. Like, there's different options. It doesn't have to be hardcore combat, which is kind of what happened. Anyways, that's a different thing. Let's worry about what's happening to you guys. So you guys
sorry
wake
about
up.
that distraction there.
Yeah, a little bit of a distraction. That's okay. It's a little bit. I'm self-plugging my own stuff. So, yeah, you guys wake up at around we'll say 7 early, so you guys have a full day to be on the move. The Black Fang is there. We should get going. The longer we wait, the more likelihood we find a corpse and not a child.
Yeah,
Agreed.
sounds about right. Where do you think we'll be?
So, I'm going to pull you guys while we're traveling. I did not make a true map for this, but you guys can kind of... I gave you guys a look at this earlier, so...
Where do you think?
So, and that's 3 days travel to the next town. Keep in mind, I guess there would also be other similar villages like the one you were just in along the border.
Right.
As he explained, that there's like people defending they're obviously not the only one, but there's a long, just as the main war camp is very far away from the capital of Ironfell or any other, there, like, we can imagine that there's probably places along this route. Same kind of idea. As you move deeper into the Elven lands, it's a few days journey to the next, like, not raped and pillaged land. Another thing is occasionally I guess I got 2 more pieces of information before you guys move on and start moving. I guess it's the same piece of information, actually. So while you guys are doing all your stuff that you did before the rest, you guys notice that Orem refers to you guys as mange whelps as well. And since none of you guys seem interested, I'll say one of the other NPCs questioned him on why he was calling everyone a mange whelp. And he explains that it's a term that just means someone who betrays their commanding officer or their duties, kind of like a deserter, but is too weak to do anything about it. And until you've proven yourself that what you've done makes sense, or that you're powerful enough to be deserving of making your own choices, he'll continue to call you that. And most likely other people in the Elvenlands, or even in the Shadowfell, will probably call you that once they know anything about you, or if they hear you get called that, it's gonna stick. But he does mention that if you guys ever want to, and I thought this was an interesting twist that you guys might like, or maybe you'll hate. He does say that if you ever want to, to help erase that title, even though none of you seem that concerned with it. He is willing to, as a member of the, as the Black Fang of El Relin, he will spar all 4 of you at once. And if you're able to defeat him, he'll honor you guys. But like, he says it with complete confidence that he's not concerned about losing. So it's, I mean, I have stats for him. I'm not going to say exactly if you guys have a chance or not.
Can I roll perception or whatever to see if he's lying?
Yeah,
I roll insight.
Yeah, you guys can roll insight. You guys totally.
Okay, sure.
I don't have to worry about it, right? Because May's not technically.
Well, he's
Technically,
not
no.
lying at all.
Technically,
he's fine.
no.
He's gonna be easy to win again.
He actually
Man,
calls you. He calls
should've-
May child a lot instead of Mange Whelp, but he calls everybody else Mange Whelps.
She's
I
gonna
should've
ask
rolled that
if
one.
She would be able to be a. Could I also
That's a
help-
natural one. He's gonna be. I'll be able to 1v1 him.
Okay. Yeah, you believe that he's a weakling, and you don't even understand.
May
that.
rolls her eyes.
Sorry, what was May? What did you say May was?
Oh, she was just asking basically if she would be able to be a part of the fight, or would she have to sit out because she's not also with the title? Like, would it kind of make them not be able to?
Well, she can. She'll include you guys. You can be included. The title you'll gain for winning the fight will apply to you. So
Ooh.
basically, there's another word that means that you've honored, the law or whatever, and beat someone, and then he'll give you guys this title collectively, and if you use it, like in your travels, people will like instead of having a natural disdain towards you, they'll have a natural willingness to help, which you may need because you're traveling as non-elves, but you don't actually know if there are going to be other non-elves moving forward. You know it as the Elven lands, but a lot of what you've been told about the elves turns out to not be entirely truthful, so we'll wait and see.
So like an elven samurai type feel.
I guess so, yeah. Apparently there's some honor amongst the culture anyways, and because you guys have chosen to you guys chose to desert, but you're going somewhere where people don't really, it's not the same military force as them, but they still have the same, similar honor system where like deserters are looked down on. So you guys will have that title until you expunge it. I don't recommend necessarily fighting him right now, although I don't have a challenge rating for him, so I don't know if I made him too strong or too weak. So maybe you guys can beat him right now. I have no idea, but maybe you feel out his abilities before you decide to accept
Let's do that one. Let's feel out how strong he actually is.
As Mr. Fang goes forward, May will step back and mention that to you guys. Be like, I think that we should be in combat with him first, see what happens, and maybe we'll see if we can take him.
Oris, did you want to roll insight?
Does Oris hear this? Because he says we should just look for the kid first.
Oh,
and save our energy for that.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm just saying we'll be following, we'll be tracking. We might even get into a fight with some beasts or something, and we can see if he's really capable of taking us on.
Sorry, Oris, did you want to roll insight?
Well, Zosimus did, although I
you both
literally
can.
can't roll lower than a 6, so.
Lower than a 6 on insight? Oh.
I have a +5.
It's still not that great of a roll.
No, exactly,
yeah,
of course.
I mean, you guys believe in the things he's saying. He's not trying to just trick you into fighting him. I'm not really sure what he could be lying about, but maybe his abilities in battle.
Yeah, just maybe a little overconfident.
Yeah, you feel that his
sell
confidence
the overconfidence
is you believe in the things that he's saying. You all collectively wonder. You asked this question before, why he's never returned to the why he's a hermit to begin with and his backstory, and he doesn't really explain too much into the details of that. So
I think Oris, during the explanation of the term, he might have asked Orim if he would be considered the same based on his having left his group. So.
He just smirks at you. He just smiles and enjoys your question, and then continues
not
on
in a
his
taunting
day.
way either.
Yeah,
so,
he doesn't. He doesn't even really discuss his past. Hey, Nicholas, welcome. All right, so you guys are gonna start journeying. Is that what we're doing? It only took us 36 minutes to get here, but you guys can start journeying northward into the unknown.
Yeah. So I guess we're tracking for a rim for now.
Yeah, he like almost immediately, even though it's at least a day old and it rained heavily, when shown where Rim was taken, he knows immediately, like almost otherworldly, claims, you guys don't see anything, but he claims to have his trail immediately and starts moving into the woods. So,
I guess we follow.
Yeah, so...
Well, he has the trail, so...
Yeah, so there are different rules for traveling long distances. Generally, you travel for a certain amount of time, and then you rest for the night, and then you would have to travel again, and then rest for the night. And then I would do some rolls. We haven't really done this yet, and I feel like I'm going to screw it up, but... Okay, so... Actually, we traveled on the very first episode, now that I think about it. So, I guess I'll just do my rolls, and you guys will just... Unless you guys want to do something, I'm going to assume you guys are just going to be on autopilot until I tell you differently.
Yeah, I guess we're following him, right? So
Yeah.
we're more just letting him track, and if he wants any help, he can let us know.
By the way,
maybe-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Oh, did Oris restore all his lost torches in the camp? I
Yeah,
guess he
when
could
you
probably
guys were
use
gathering
tree branches out here.
Yeah, when you guys were gathering supplies, if you guys want to be cool about it, I'm gonna say the supplies and everything you gathered. You know what? The elves were so grateful. Any supplies you need, I was gonna charge you, but no, they're not gonna charge you. They're just gonna offer you back your supplies. So the extra you managed to fish out the javelins that were in the well, get all your crossbow shots back, your torches, basically fully restocked your inventory of stuff, and they just gave you what they could, and appreciated that you helped them the previous other times, and
Oh,
Would they
good.
have a weapon, like a short sword, maybe?
Ouch.
you want someone to give you a short sword?
Yeah, I'm just curious if they would even have that.
Are you
available.
proficient with
I
short
can-
swords?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I'm an elf.
Oh,
so they
right.
get some-
Yes. Yep. You're right. Elves, they just get it.
So
You
I
can
haven't
also
asked
use a
about it.
longbow if you want.
Yeah.
I have
think
a
I would-
dagger if you want it.
I mean, any kind of bow, honestly. I already have a dagger. It's just not super strong, and I'm thinking if
Sure.
she was just like carrying a sword on herself.
If you
it's-
look up how much a short sword is normally, I'll give it to you for whatever cost that is minus 10 gold. They'll give you a discount, but they'll still charge you for it.
I bet you it's 10 gold. I'm just kidding.
Well, then you get a free short sword, but I for some reason feel like it might be a little more, but hey, if it's 10, you get it for free.
Yeah, it probably is. I guess I forgot about a bow. I mean, I have ranged attacks, so I don't think I need. I'll just do the. It is 10 gold.
It is 10 gold? Okay, well, 5 gold. We'll say we got a half off. You can
Okay.
BOGO the short sword. I guess it's not BOGO, that's just half off, but... yeah, 5 whole gold coins. Yeah, somebody had one. Like warriors were here and then died. So like farmers randomly have elven equipment, but they don't know how to use it and don't care to really. So
Right.
sounds good. You guys can have that.
Okay, so May now has kind of a cool short sword, maybe a little bit shorter than a normal short sword, like strapped to her side, and she looks more like an adventurer now.
Yeah, an adventurer ready to go find her orphan friend Annie. I mean, Rim. Rim the. Okay, so you guys travel the. Can you guys all give me, or pick one person from the group to do a perception check for me, and one person in the group to do a survival check for me as you guys travel?
I have +3 in both. I don't know if we're allowed to say that.
I don't think I have.
You
I-
feel confident in your abilities, Oris.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. I'll support him if we want to. I'll help him with them.
Okay, you can pick one
I'll
of
do
those two rolls to have advantage.
Which one
Okay,
do you
I'll
want?
do perception, I guess.
Okay.
Actually, can I do? I'll do. Yeah, I'll give him.
Too late.
So you can roll a second
Maybe
perception
also
and survival.
I've only got +1 to survival, so.
Somebody else is gonna roll
I
survival,
have
or am I
this
rolling
many
both?
fingers of confidence that my survival's.
I'll
Yeah,
let
go ahead.
somebody else-
Sorry.
I was gonna let somebody else do the survival, but I can do them all. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
Yeah,
do.
just go for it.
You do them all.
There we go,
Okay, so
19
you guys did
survival.
really well. With Oris in the lead of your party, other than Orim, obviously leading you guys as well. Yeah, you guys have no issues going over the viney paths and the tree and the overgrowth. And after your day's travel, a full day's travel, this is going to be the most time that's passed in an episode by far, because we usually only do like an hour or two of in-game time. So like a full day's travel and night starts to fall. And Orm is still, the Black Fang is still certain that he has Rim's trail. But we need to stop for the night and rest. So I guess we can roleplay this, and he will just stop and tell you guys, we need to break for camp. It's getting too dark. At least for your kind.
I'm going to. Anything to do actually, because my stuff is for short rests.
Yeah, you guys are going to get another long rest, which doesn't particularly help you guys anymore. You're not any more rested other than your day's travel. Keep in mind, now Orem isn't going to do this, but generally speaking, when you travel without Orem, you could choose to keep traveling and not take the rest, but you would all have to do rolls and see if you get levels of exhaustion. So he's not offering to do that, though. You guys could go without him if you wanted. You just don't know where you would go. He doesn't want to. He wants to break for camp, even though he just told you it was because you guys suck. He's refusing. He's refusing to continue travel until you've broken for camp tonight.
Ors is fine making camp. Yeah, just leave it there for now.
He Orm finds like a nice. He actually like, you guys have been so used to the overbrush, and then suddenly he just like points, moves like a few trees over, and then suddenly there's like a little spot, like enough of a clearing where you guys can make camp. Like he just knew where it was, or just could sense it almost at a distance, or made it appear. You guys aren't really sure. All you know is that there's a spot, great spot for You guys aren't skilled enough at this. You're just like, okay, he figured it out.
It's funny because I was gonna ask how open or
Yeah, so it's like
narrow
enough of
it
a
was,
space that you guys can put your stuff down, but it's got nice cover from anything around you. You guys will still need to like have a fire, eat your rations for the day, and then take turns having someone as watch over the night. There'll be 3 shifts for sleeping. So unless you guys want to do anything beyond what I've just said.
Oris wants to do his katas again because it's been a few days now, or a couple days anyways. So
Sure.
and
Yeah,
he's
that
feeling
sounds
better. So I guess he could take first watch if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't have to roll exhaustion to do first watch.
No. It's like a 12 hours of dark. It's longer than a long rest's worth of darkness. So you take these shifts, 4 hours apiece. Everyone gets a full night's rest, and then you start the journey again in the morning.
So yeah, Oris volunteers for
Okay.
first watch, and he'll
Does
just do
anyone
his
wanna-
katas, I guess, in the opening.
During my watch, I'd like to do like a campfire tales thing of my with like a PowerPoint presentation with minor illusion, and explain all of my theories about how elves are behind everything.
Okay, you can definitely do that, but that won't be during a guard watch because everyone else would be sleeping, unless you just want to do the presentation to yourself.
Kind of.
I mean, I'll probably be up. I'm only gonna sleep half the time. So.
Yeah, same with Orem does not offer to stand watch, but he, as well as any other elf you'll now meet, only needs to do that short trance instead of a full sleep. So sure, the three people, unless Fjorn, you want to. There's 4 of you. 3 of you need to take watches. So one person gets to sleep all night, or not have to watch, or can help
I mean,
watch.
actually,
I don't
2 of you
really
need
care.
to, because I can take 2 of the watches.
Okay. You guys just need to let me know who's up for each watch, and it can be more as long as the humans are sleeping for 8 hours and the elves getting her 4. You guys can feel free. If 2 of you are up, then one of you can help on the perception roll. That's fine.
I'll take the last 2. I'll take the last 2 watches.
Take 1 watch.
And Oris wanted the first one.
Oris takes the first. We only need 3 watches, right? So if May rests for my first, I guess 4-hour bit, then she's fine, so she can do the next 2 watches. Or
Yeah. So should
Okay.
we roll
And you want
perception?
Zazimus to help you on one of them?
Well, Zazie would be doing the second watch. So we have Oris on first, Zazie on second, and then me on 3 and 4.
Who's on first?
Oh, okay, 4 watches.
That's on second.
Oris was
Oris is on first.
Okay,
I only
sure.
hit singles.
Just roll me. So Oris, can you roll me a perception?
Ooh.
Oh, you are. Okay.
He's
So-
focused with his katas on everything around him right now.
Yeah. So awesome. So you're watching, and you're there, and you're very perceptive, and you see something off in the distance, like shuffling in the trees, up top in the trees, and you worry for a second, and you zoom in just with your super perception here. Even in the dark, you're just like you hear it. You're like you hear the fluttering of wings, and you're like, okay. That's not a monster. That's just like some bats or some birds. You're pretty confident that you for a moment you were like, I gotta get everybody up. What could that be? And then you were like, oh no, it's nothing. And then a few minutes later, the sounds are gone. And there's nothing else for the rest of your 4 hours, so we can just go to the next person. Is it
That would
Zazimus?
be.
Well, Zazie's the next 2.
I roll
Sure.
perception. Do it at advantage or no?
Yeah, I guess so, because you have May helping you. So go for it.
That'll suffice.
I'm gonna take your word on whatever came up. If you
16, plus 3 equals 19.
okay, so 19s. Okay, and May, you can roll yours as well. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll my last one. Yeah, so nothing happened for you, Zazie. You were up, you were wide-eyed, you were doing your PowerPoint presentation to yourself, and yeah, there was just nothing. It was just a calm, quiet night. Everything was fine. And then that last perception, yeah, you guys are good. Nothing crazy happened. You may got to watch Orem or the Black Fang just be essentially motionless. Like he didn't seem to do anything the times he was awake. He wasn't practicing. He wasn't, muttering to himself. He just kind of was like leaned against a tree, and he just stayed still the remainder of the night. So that's what you got out of your perception. And the day breaks, and you guys have made it through your first full day of travel, which is awesome.
It's morning.
It's morning time. Yes, excellent. That's the fastest we've ever completed a full day, I have to say.
Well, we didn't have any combat or anything.
Yeah, nothing happened. You guys, you
Very
did your
boring.
basic stuff, human needs, like you breathed, you ate, you went to the washroom, but those things aren't fun for a fantasy setting, so we just skip over them. Unless you guys want to do it, you can always stop me when I'm doing these fast forwards if you want to do something, like
Nope.
role play or maybe you guys wanted to set up. I know someone was considering getting Alarm, the spell Alarm, or something like that. Like you guys could.
That was Oris. No, it wasn't. I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, if you guys like, sometimes people get stuff that they want to just do. Well, actually, like for example, Oris likes to study his kata every time. Fjorn, also quite quiet these days. He's just enjoying.
Kind of wanted to fight that guy.
You wanted to fight? You can. Whoop.
Not yet.
Yeah,
No,
you want to 1v1?
It's going to take all of us. So.
You know what? I'm okay with if you guys want to do a quick fight before the night. I mean, it's kind of silly that you now know there's nothing going to happen during that night. But if you want to have a quick spar with him,
No.
not all of you. Just if Fjorn just wants to 1v1 him real quick, and then get his full rest to recover afterwards.
Do it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I will allow this.
This might explain why he doesn't take any watches too.
That you guys might just like tackle him in his sleep.
No, because he's basically gonna get wrecked here, and then we'll leave him the whole night to rest.
Oh, why Fjorn?
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe he'll hold his own.
Okay, sweet. So, as you mentioned that, he goes, oh, okay, fine. One of you? He just kind of laughs a little to himself, and he starts like he just like starts chopping away some of the roughage and foliage so that he can kind of get some more room. And now the camp expands, and you guys are about 10 feet apart, and that's it. There's not really a whole lot of backing up. You'll be going through rough terrain to basically go. You guys are going to be in melee almost immediately.
Hand to hand.
Oh no, he's gonna fight with weapons, but he won't kill you.
I sit and take notes and start and trying to go, just watch, lying down, going, oh, this is gonna be fun.
You can always do non-lethal damage in melee, even with weapons. You just have to declare it. So if you guys ever wanted,
and the fact that being called a mage dog kind of makes me mad. I'm sure I'll be in a rage. So.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
so let's roll some initiative then. I'm kind of interested to see what happens with this guy.
I bet you just beat him down like super easy.
Yeah, you just like slaughter him, and he's maybe. I mean, the dice gods could be in your favor. Okay, sweet. Yeah, he actually rolled terrible for initiative, so you will be able to go first. And honestly, he kind of lets you. He's just like, you may have the first attack. And he only like draws one sword. He's like not even really into it. And yeah, go for it. You can take your turn. You obviously rage. Oh, you just swing. Yeah, so you move in and you start swinging. Great axe. 13? Yeah, that's not going to hit. He just kind of parries you out of the way. And he just kind of laughs a little bit to himself. And yeah, so now he's going to get to attack you. Now, let's see what happens here. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, okay. So he rolls a 20 to hit, a 10 to hit, and a 10 to hit. So okay, so he's only going to get one of his multiple attacks on you.
I put on my ring of numbness.
Sounds good. You're going to need it. Let's see how much damage he does. Let's see what he does damage-wise. I guess this is the weapon he has. Yeah. Okay. That's actually not very much damage. You take 8 points of damage, which is going to be halved only to 4 points of damage as he gets a little jab on you. Kind of just kind of like moves a little back, and he just kind of laughs to himself a little, and he lets you have your turn.
Oh gosh.
Easy.
This happened last week.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing though. Maybe you are so angry, but you're still shaken by that fight with Drug that you just can't find you're frustrated as your blade comes down, and he lets it kind of slide off his elven blade, but he's not too concerned, and then he comes in with his hits.
Yeah. I'll just say, it might suck because he might be stronger than you, but going into a reckless attack would help.
He one of his was a 13. Does a 13 hit you?
No.
Okay, so the other two are more than that, so he'll get 2 swings on you here. 7. That's a 10 and an 8, so 9 total damage to you. As he just kind of gives you a couple pokes. I mean, he's kind of hitting you with like, he's not like slashing you. He's like hitting you with the side of the sword, and when the wrist flicks and the blunt force hits you, you can feel like bruising almost immediately. He just kind of
Said he hit.
Yeah, he hit you twice. He hit you for 10 points of damage and then 8 points of damage. So each of the hits halved because of your rage will be 9 total points of damage.
Well, I didn't know he hit. I thought he rolled it.
He rolled multiple hits and one of them missed you. The others 2 were really high. I didn't even ask you if they hit because I knew they would.
Oh.
So you're down. I think you're down like 12-ish hit points. Yeah, 12 hit points. Or
I can't give
13
him
hit
a
points
word yet.
But yeah, he just kind of lets you come at him again. He's still also, keep in mind he's also only wielding one of his 2 swords as well. I just wanted to just have that be mentioned.
Is he using his left hand? Which is, I'm not left-handed.
I'll go into a reckless attack.
Excellent, you have advantage. Go for it. And so that's not going to work. The advantage. Let's see it. A 19. Oh, yeah. We'll say a 19 hits. Let's let you get you that sweet 15. That's a lot of damage. You can throw in your necrotic if you want to.
It's actually 17 of damage with my rage, right?
Yeah, you're right. 17.
And Divine Fury.
Oh wow. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So he takes 23 points of damage total as that axe gets in, and he goes to dodge out of the way, and you get him with like he kind of gets out of the way of the blade, but the force still comes in and he hits him, and it blows him back. Because I'm assuming, well, maybe you are doing lethal. Let's say you don't care and you're just swinging it for the fences. So then he does take. You get him, and he's like got a bit of a wound now. He's got like it hit his armor, and you're not sure if it went through and in, but it looks like there might be a tiny bit of blood, and then the necrotic shoots out and hits him, and he's kind of like a little taken back by what's going on, but he doesn't seem too worried as he takes a step back from you and prepares himself. He stops for a second. He mutters a few words, and suddenly his whole body starts to shimmer as if it's moving very quickly. And he comes at you one more time with advantage. Yeah, that definitely hit you. There's a lot of dice rolling, huh? Okay, he hit you a total of 5 times. Real quick here, let's do some damage. That's a 13 damage. Ooh, 14. That was another 13. Wow, he's just rolling for damage. That one was terrible. So he hits you, he just kind of starts slapping you with the sword like an ungodly amount of times. You managed to like get out of the way of like 1 or 2 of the hits. But it's a total of like let's see. It was 40 points of bludgeoning damage total, but you have to only take 20 points of damage. Are you still standing?
I think with that I'll understand a little more about how strong he is.
He respects you a little bit more, but he puts his sword back into its hilt.
Take a knee, and I want to tell him that that's, Mage Dog is kind of an insulting
Mange whelp, yes.
Think mange whelp's kind of an insulting thing to call somebody, especially from a proud tribe like where I come from. It's not something taken very lightly.
Well, he does seem to give you a little bit of respect. He respects your willingness to fight. You find that he calls, or at least when he says mange whelp to the party when speaking, he seems to let his eyes lay on you very rarely. Like, he'll look at the crowd and he almost doesn't give you the title, but technically, you know, he respects that you fought him at least.
Can I roll like investigation or something? I'm just like curious, obviously not to like a meta extent, but just kind of curious, like how much of that damage, like did he look really hurt, or was he like pretty much fine, that kind of a thing?
Sure. You can give me either a medical or an insight, whichever you would like. Insight will tell you how well he was hiding, if he was potentially hurting more and trying to put up a front. If you roll medical, you'll know how much he was actually wounded. So you can pick one and roll it.
+1, so I guess medicine's more important. She's Mercury.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. You didn't notice his movements slowing. I mean, you guys all noticed his movements quicken, but that didn't seem from physical. So before he, you know, casted something and you know, started moving very quickly, yeah, he took some damage. You don't think he was even like at half, not even at half.
Okay.
He wasn't bloodied. You guys would have noticed if he was bloodied. So
Right.
you suspect he could have taken a handful of hits like that from Fjorn.
Okay. So
Which
maybe
I'd rolled a little better from the start. It'd have been different.
yeah. Well, and I think that having all of us against him, I really kind of do think we could just take him, but I don't want to do it right now. It doesn't seem wise.
Okay. Again, he was, you know, I don't know what to say as a DM here. I'm not really I've never had a character like this, and honestly, I scoured the internet looking for what do I do with a character that's, I mean, I use the term OP. If I make a character that's kind of Gandalf level, how do you manage that in a story? How do you have a character like that doesn't detract from the rest of the players? So
They have to leave constantly, like Gandalf.
see, I did think about that, but I think what we're learning very quickly from his personality is that he's just not really willing to help you guys a whole lot. So we'll see what happens the next morning. So that happened the night before. We retroacted that one. You guys can then have your full night's rest, and Fjorn feels completely better. He has all his rages, we just got to kind of get a feel for how powerful he was, and he earned a modicum of respect from the Black Fang. But yeah, you guys are only level 4, and this, like, if you guys can beat him, I don't know. I'm just trying to scale, because at some point he fought like the Mazgate, and you know, if you guys easily beat this guy at level 4, then you guys might just like go crazy and just kill everybody in the whole world. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's always a chance you guys get lucky as well, no matter how powerful I make an enemy. And since you know he's not going to kill you, there's a lot less on the line. Mind you, if he slaps all 4 of you, that respect might fall. So I guess there is a small risk in challenging him. But yeah, he had a fun time. He enjoyed it, and by the next morning, he doesn't look like he was affected by the fight at all. Neither does Fjorn, even though he got, you know, bruised up. But long rests are magic in D&D world, and you're just completely healed.
Exactly.
Yeah, all your bones set and are fixed. I mean, technically, if I break a bone or cut off a limb, that's something beyond just regular damage, but that hasn't happened. You guys are okay. Anyways, moving forward, it's the new morning. It's the next day, and you guys prepare to travel for the second day of travel. Unless you guys want to do something, I'm just going to do some rolls.
I'm good.
How was your PowerPoint presentation last night?
I
Did you get your thoughts in order?
more or less, I trying to connect how the trying to connect the water, how the water level, how keep getting the how they force the water level down, and how in order to make us pity them, and connecting that to the missing child. But we'll get that later. And I'm trying to connect the Mazgate story and the uh, uh, these uh, these towns, these defensive towns, and all. I'm trying to connect it all together, and it's mostly holding together, but it's not something I'm willing to present yet.
If you come to any conclusions, feel free to let me know.
I don't need to know them.
Kind of laughs, I guess, as you're telling the story about the water level thing. But he's actually interested in any theories on the Mazgate, forest. So.
But I need more information before I can connect everything.
I think we all need some more information. Preferably from a close distance to the Mazgate, we can take some notes and things. That would be helpful. I guess I'm curious if she's even able to, but she kind of wants to pick the Black Fang's brain about the Mazgate and stuff, or just about like literally anything he's willing to tell her.
Sure. If you have specific questions, he might have the answers for them. He's not just gonna like tell you guys another story.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think like. She just wants to basically keep asking until he says something. So she'll ask about the Mazgate and like specific things about it. Like, does it have any weaknesses?
Nothing
Is
that
it,
I know of. Brute force.
Like, who is like the greatest warrior that ever fought the Mazgate?
It's possible you're looking at him. I'm not sure. It's been a while. I've only fought it a few times. He purposefully like kind of pauses and doesn't say how many exactly, but it's been a while. So maybe someone new showed up. I don't know.
Can the Mazgate shapeshift?
Shapeshift?
Like turn into people or something?
The thing is massive. I don't know if looking like a person would be quite helpful for it. I haven't known it to be deceptive.
Okay. It doesn't really have deception, it's just like a ball of...
It's humanoid. It looks like a massive, like like in game terms it'd be colossal. Humanoid. I think I said that last time, but I guess more in character he'll explain. It's just a massive being of darkness and just emotionless action. And the things that it spawns are, well, I'm sure I could give you nightmares if you really wanted them. But we'll see them soon enough.
Okay.
You get the impression that as dangerous as the Mazgate is, the things in the Shadowfell and the Fae are just as annoying to deal with. Are we good? You got more questions?
Yeah. No, I think that's it for now.
Okay. I know you guys are like, can you just draw this thing? Can you just like tell me? I want to know everything. Can you just, what is this thing? What is this giant thing? I want to know what it does. Can you tell, how do I beat it? I want to beat it tomorrow. And I'm like, it's probably not, you guys aren't going to bump into it on this 3-day journey.
I'm hearing about this and thinking it's a that it's secretly under the control of elves, and they're using it as an excuse to go to war with humans.
Yeah,
I mean,
we all know.
why not? So
Because obviously,
Speculation.
oh sure,
do you guys want to do your rolls?
sure.
Perception and survival.
Hey,
You can
I-
choose the same person if you want. You can do the same rolls if you really want. I will allow
I've
it.
got
you
good
guys.
perception. I have good perception. I'm not proficient, but I've got good perception.
I've got +3 to my perception, I guess.
Same here.
Same here.
Oh.
Here.
Go for
Oh
it.
boy,
Survival
Go
is,
for it. Go for it,
do
Zombie.
you support me with it, or do you guys? I can roll at
You
advantage.
can pick one of the two rolls to have
Yeah,
advantage
I'll
on.
help Zazie with.
Oh boy, come on,
Perception.
come on!
All right, 2 perceptions
Oh.
Better
Oh, goody.
and a survival.
5 and an 18, which makes it 21.
Nice. I
Sorry,
don't know why it never shows up.
5 and an 18
Which makes it 21.
because it's +3.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And then the survival
And
check.
survival.
For Oris.
Sure. Yeah. Oris, go for it.
Oh, okay.
I'll help him.
Oh wow.
Nice.
So roll
No
good
need.
survival. You guys are quite capable of navigating this thorny, foresty overgrowth. Yeah, no problem. And you're very perceptive. This time around, though, it is not entirely uneventful. You hear... how do I want to do this exactly? Okay, so as you guys are moving forward, you hear something, and you stop, and everyone stops, even the Black Fang stops, and you're just kind of all standing there, and you hear, like, a rumbling, brum, 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 and then, or maybe it's not that fast-paced, but you hear something moving, and just as you're standing there, smashing in front of you through the forest is a pair of owlbears, boom, boom, and they kind of clear a path kind of through the brush. And as you guys step forward into the kind of groove that they've carved into it, and you look to the left where they had just gone, there's a strange area that you can see that I will give you guys.
Oh boy.
I'm just going to give you the whole thing. I think you guys will just get the whole... Yep, there you go. So they smash into this kind of like ruin area, and you see it there, and you see like, you see the stone, and you see the table kind of in the center with some assorted stuff there. But then of course the two owlbears are there, and they're kind of milling about now, like eating grass, or I think one of them has like a small rabbit that they just managed to kill, and they're like chowing down on it. What would you guys like to do?
Would animal handling work on them, or are they not animals?
They're wild animals. Yeah. I mean, what's your plan here? You're gonna go up and touch their nose?
Oh boy. Ah. Oh boy, that could be a really bad idea.
I'm the DM. I mean, you just have ideas. If they're good or bad, we'll decide that after it's happened.
How far are we away from this stuff?
I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna kind of theater of mind this fight, because it's just two owlbears. I mean, there's two of them, and so it's not nothing. And you did have a party the last time you guys faced an owlbear. Was
we were several layers.
there was like a good handful of players or NPCs characters fighting it. So yeah, I'm gonna say you're about 100 feet from the stonework and maybe 80 feet from the two owlbears. So they're in between that circular area. So we're gonna say like from here to here, you guys are here-ish or just off the map, is 100 feet, and then you got an owl bear that's like munching on this tree here, and another one that's got like a kill over here.
I could just turn invisible.
I'm gonna take my some of the goblin ears. No. I'm gonna take some rations and walk up to the owl bear and try some animal handling on it.
Okay.
If I can.
Invisible.
So you guys all, the rest of the party sees Zosimus start moving towards the owlbears. Does the rest of the party want to do anything about that?
Would there be any way of me knowing that they're not actually animals and they're monstrosities? Or is that like, because I mean, they're not, they don't necessarily look like animals. They have like two animal types meshed together.
Let me just, I guess I will, you're picking the brain of the owl. Why didn't I prepare for this? How did I not know what Zosimus would do?
I could roll Arcana or History on them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. We'll see if you've ever seen or heard of an owlbear. Yeah, you can do, history. That's fine. Do a history roll then.
History, okay.
Because owlbears aren't.
Oh, I got a crit.
Oh, well, you know everything there is to know about an owlbear.
I mean, I have half owls. So
they're half owl, half bear. Yeah, and you know a lot about owls to begin with. You're like, oh, you've never seen one up until now, but you'd studied a lot about these guys. And you know that they're deadly ferocious. They have a reputation for being for ferocity, aggression, stubbornness, and sheer ill temper.
They're not
makes
animals?
it a feared predator. You quickly realize that trying to feed these things will not end well.
I like snap my fingers or something and try to get Zaz's attention, and be like, I really don't think that's a good idea. Owlbears are pretty ferocious. They're not safe.
Okay. I was thinking of getting one to be a mouse, but okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how good you are with animals, but I'm gonna suggest that that's not gonna work.
Savage companions. Although they are more intelligent than most animals, owlbears are difficult to tame. However, with enough time, food, and luck, an intelligent creature can train an owlbear to recognize it as a master.
It would take some time, I guess I'll say.
Elven communities encourage owlbears to den beneath their treetop villages, using the beasts as a natural defense during the night. And hobgoblins favor them as war beasts. Possibly. If you guys, how about you give me, May, a quick insight on these, just an insight roll on these specific owlbears and your feelings on them. Okay.
I got a spread.
Yeah, you're pretty
Mama bear and
50-50.
Papa bear.
You're like, okay, maybe?
It could go either way.
Maybe?
I'm just gonna say I don't think I really don't think these are gonna be something easy to tame. I think Zazie. I'm gonna say to the other guys. I think Zazie's about to get mauled.
And then they look overjoyed. No.
I mean, I don't. We don't have to stop it if he wants to go for it. You know, he can go for it. But I don't really want to see him mauled either. I do believe in free will, but.
Okay, so if you guys don't stop him, unless he stops himself, I guess we're gonna allow him to go.
I'm gonna try it.
Oh, or else we'll just get his bow ready.
We see the table very well.
18.
Can you
that
see
makes
the
it a
table?
difference.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, pretty.
okay.
I rolled an 18 plus 2 equals 20.
So
We saw that one.
you asked about the table. If you want to just do a quick perception for me, Fjorn. You see a table. You know there's some stuff on the table. That's about all you can discern. Maybe some books, maybe some interest. There's some assorted items on there. You're not quite sure. The only reason I'm giving you books is because you can clearly see books on my map. But yeah, your perception's not that great. You are mostly focused on the potential battle you may have.
I could try to get in there and get out quick. Is this stuff of like really heavy, like big things, or like smallish stuff just sitting on a table? Or do I need to roll perception?
You're not quite sure. I'm gonna give you guys his perception roll on this, and you guys don't have a whole lot of information on what's on that table.
Okay.
Before I take that animal handling check, are you sneaking up to these owlbears? Or are you just gonna walk up to them?
I'm gonna sneak up, I think.
Okay, then can you give me like a stealth?
Stealth?
And I'll roll it against their sweet perception.
I don't know if you want to sneak. I feel like it's gonna startle them more. Even with the animal handling.
Shoot, I lost.
There's no way to like ready a reaction, I assume, because we're not in combat. So.
Well, yeah, no. If you guys want to have weapons drawn, like if you want to have a shot ready, and the second that owl bear attacks and you fire on it, you're allowed to do that. If that's what you want.
Oh, he's Oris will be ready, but not to fire at it, but to fire beside it to try to distract it if it does try to take a swipe at Zosimus.
Okay, so if it attacks Zosimus, you're gonna distract it with a shot. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
This goes so well.
15 cell. Let's see how perceptive. There's two of them too. And they have. Okay. Ooh. Okay. They do have advantage on those kinds of rolls because they have keen sight and smell. So you're sneaking up. The one closest to you that's eating a kill seems busy. Seems, dug in. But the one that was eating that tree stuff smells you and turns around and immediately sees you and bellows out that sound that we've all heard before of the owl bear. I don't know if you guys heard it. You can just YouTube owl bear.
Growl.
I can't make the noise. It's like a mix between like a bird screeching and a growl at the same time. It's a weird sound, but it's loud and it's terrifying. Or whatever it is. Sure, I'll click that. That's way better than whatever I just did.
Maybe not. Yours was pretty good.
Yeah, it makes that noise, which immediately alerts the other owlbear of what's going on. What are you doing? You're holding out, you weren't able to just hand it to it because it's the further one away.
No.
You're just gonna put the food down, maybe, or are you gonna stand there holding it out?
I'm gonna stand there holding it out.
Okay, so this thing is gonna charge at you. Will you count it? Is that aggressive enough for you, Oris? Are you gonna shoot it?
If it swings at him,
it has to actually swing at it. Okay, so charging at him isn't enough. Let's see what this owlbear is up to.
Like it gets into range, I'm gonna cast Bane.
Why?
Well, I don't need the book anymore. Okay. That's fine. You can do that. You will start.
I am not
casting. You'll start casting Bane. I'm guessing it on both of them, right? So what do
Correct.
what do they have to roll? I
they
guess I
have
still
to
need
roll,
the book. Now that I think about it.
They have to save a charisma. They have to save charisma.
And at DC 13 or is it 14 now?
13.
It's only 13. I thought you would have leveled that up.
They don't. I decided to get Warcaster instead.
Ah, right. So a charisma check of 13 for both owlbears.
Correct.
First owlbear.
But
Second owlbear. Okay, you got one of them. Yeah, the one that was eating the kill is now officially baned.
All right, somebody get the other one. Yeah.
But they both immediately turn around and now that you've attacked one of them, we're gonna roll initiative.
Crap! I was hoping to get both of them.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Frickin' gonna wow. Okay.
Oh.
We got some beastly rolls. Fjorn, if you'd like, you get +1 because you have the lucky coin, right? So, you both tied at 23.
That's atrocious.
14.
Oh yeah, I guess I have to roll their initiative.
It's an atrocious initiative.
14's fine. It's
What
it's
the heck is
upper
your
half.
initiative? Why does your thing never show up? There we go.
Okay, yeah, you all get your
Oh,
turns before
yeah,
them, which is
that's-
pretty lucky. So, yeah, you have 2 owl bears. That I'm gonna say you guys are. I'm gonna say you guys moved up there was some movement, so they kind of came closer and whatnot. So the party. This whole time, the Black Fang, I didn't even roll his initiative. He's not interested. He's just gonna stand there with his arms crossed and watch you guys fight these things. Are back there, I'm going to say about 60 feet away from Zazamus and one owlbear, and the second owlbear, yeah, they're both on him. They're both on him, but you guys all get your turns before
Have to
they
be within
do.
30 feet. Have to be within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, they're both on you, like 5 feet away. So they're
Oh, boy.
the enemies, or sorry, the party is 60 feet from you, and the bears are right on you. So we're going to start up with Oris's turn. They didn't swipe, so you didn't do your automatic reaction, so you just have your regular turn.
Yeah, that's fine. He's just gonna shoot the bow, I guess, at the one that was charging at Zazamus.
Okay, sounds good. An 18, yes, an 18 hits. These things aren't terribly quick or armored. That's 7 points of piercing. Do you get to add some more damage? Yeah, there we go.
1.
So 8 points of piercing damage. Yeah, that owlbear takes a shot. And it digs into its flesh and it kind of screeches out of it. What's Bane do again?
Bane-
minus every saving throw and the attack roll.
Okay, it's just -4 on stuff. So were you hitting the
D4.
baned one or the non-baned owl?
The one that was charging at him, so the non-baned one.
I think that's correct. I'm gonna agree
Yeah.
with you on that one.
Yeah, you said you
Yeah.
said the one eating
I'm pretty
was,
sure that's what I said. Thank you
Yeah.
for.
was baned.
Okay, so one of them has, what was that? 8 points of damage. 8 points of damage. And the other one is baned. Excellent. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I'll turn to Orem and ask him if really quick. If assuming that I have time for this, if he knows what these runes are, and that's it.
He just shakes his head. He doesn't know what they are.
Cool. Then I focus on the battle, or protecting Zazamus, who's about to get his head torn off.
Who knows? Maybe they're gonna eat the food and be happy now, and just like leave him alone. Possibly. Fjorn, it's your turn.
You said they're 60 feet away?
60 feet, yeah.
Guess I'll move up my 30 feet and I'm going to throw a javelin at one of them. The one that I guess is more interested in Zazie.
I'm just gonna let you guys kill the hurt one first, the unbaned hurt one, because strategically it makes sense to do it that way. Although I'm guessing if these things attack Zazamus, he's gonna lose concentration on that bane pretty quick, so maybe it won't matter. But yeah, go ahead, throw a javelin. Ooh, a 9. Yeah, that's not gonna. You know what? I'm surprised you don't reckless when you throw javelins.
That's still melee attacks anyway.
Oh, is it only melee attacks? Okay, I'm sorry.
Sure, yeah.
I was thinking that, like, why would you not do it? It just seems like it would be amazing every time. Okay, well, that javelin does not pierce the owlbear's hide. It flits through its feathers a bit and kind of annoys it. It's paying attention to Fjorn a little bit. May, you're up.
All right. She's just gonna move up her speed 30 feet or whatever, and then I guess she'll shoot firebolt at the one that was eating or whatever.
So I'm gonna define one of them as owlbear hurt and owlbear baned. Which one are you targeting?
Hurt.
Hurt. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna firebolt where that's at. Go.
Yeah, 20 definitely hits, but only
only
2
2
points of fire damage.
A little baby fire.
Yeah, it hits the bear and it sparks up and catches like a couple of feathers on fire, but you figure its hide. It took damage, but that's not much damage. Its hide's pretty tough.
How far am I from the table now? Having that was 30 feet.
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay. All right. That's it then.
Okay, excellent. Lastly, it is our good friend Zazamus' turn, or Zazamus, as you pronounced it. You corrected me and pronounced it as Zazamus, even though I've been saying Zazamus for a while now. Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to. Oh boy. I'm going to attack with my rapier on the wounded.
Okay.
1.
Sounds good.
Okay, that's not terrible.
I guess you have Warcaster, so you get an advantage on your constitutions. A 17, yeah, that's six. That's 6 successful points of piercing damage. As you stab into this owlbear, and it makes that crazy noise, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure when I do it, it sounds like it's dying, but when it does, it's not dying yet. It's just screaming at you, like right in your face. You feel like droplets. You were like, do bird mouths have saliva? I guess they do, because some spit hit you.
Yeah, like this is not what I.
If you guys look up an owlbear and someone says that they don't have spit, well, screw you. In my world, owlbears have some spit. Okay, I don't care the anatomy of an owlbear. I think it's cooler that it has spit.
They have beaks, so they don't really need to keep their mouths dry.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't think it serves a function other than to be scary. Like honestly, it has no like part of their digestion. They have teeth though, so then they must. Who knows? DM knows. Is that it for you, Zazie? Zazie? I mean, like, is your life over?
I'm going to use. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so the character who's terrible at melee went in and spoke to the owlbears. I just wanted to be sure that that's what you guys collectively chose to do.
Wait, no. I'm going to use my one of my bardic sorry, I'm not thinking straight right now. I'm going to use my psychic blades to do another d6.
Oh yeah, you can definitely do that.
I'm level 4, so I can do another 2d6.
Sounds good.
That's not great.
Yeah, but what are you going to use that inspiration for? You may as well throw some. Wow. 4 points of damage, huh? Okay. I mean, this is stacking up. That owlbear has been taking some damage. It still doesn't look bloodied. Owlbear's got some HP. But it's definitely pissed. That owlbear is going to stick its... okay, I'm going to 50-50 if that other owl... One of them is definitely on you, Zazie. You're going to have one owlbear hurting you. The other one, 50-50, will go for Fjorn instead. And I forgot to decide... I just rolled and was like, it's a 50-50, but I didn't declare in my mind what each roll was. Okay. So if I roll low, you're going to get it. Okay, it's going to choose to ignore you. This is the fresh one that got baned. It doesn't I guess these creatures don't fully understand how magic works or why it was baned, and it's more upset at the one that threw a javelin and missed. I don't know why it cares more about that, but it's going to run technically when it leaves your range, you can have an opportunity attack on it.
Yes.
And then it's going to immediately park its butt right in front of Fjorn. Stand on 2 legs with a big old, like, if you can imagine, like, that movie Kodiak where the bear just goes, or whatever. I don't know. It's mad. And it's going to take its attacks on Fjorn instead of...
As it does, I go whip.
Okay. Yeah, you get a thwippy 3 points of damage. That's not bad. I think it's minimum damage, but it's still 3 points. Okay, so now the Baned Owlbear technically has some damage on it. So now I'll call them Bear on Zazie and Bear on Fjorn. So the one on Zazimus will swing on you. It will first attack with its claws and then with its beak. Claws. That's a 20. Does a 20 hit?
Yep.
The beak is only a 13. I'm guessing that misses.
That hits too.
Oh, you got hit with both. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Oh, Jesus. These are some good rolls that it gets. Okay, so the claw does... Jesus. Okay, 15 points of damage. And the beak does... another 11. So you'll take 26 points of damage as this bear mauls you.
Damn.
Are you... you're still standing, right? You guys are level 4 now?
I am not.
You're downed?
Oh no!
Okay.
You deserve it.
Yeah, kind of deserved.
Alright, really Zazimus is... This bear just mauls, like, just goes to town on Zazimus, and he is laying on the ground, just having a tough time of it. And the bear just, like, growls again, and, yeah, the other one's gonna swing on Fjorn now. We got claws up front. That's only a 10. Guessing a 10 doesn't hit you. Actually, sorry, it's a 12. And then a 20-something. So you're going to get hit by the beak. The beak does... Ooh, max damage. 15 points on Fjorn.
Yeah. Dang.
And you weren't raging yet, so I'm guessing that's
Not yet.
full... Sorry?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so that's full 15 points of damage. Okay, so the owlbears have had their fill at the moment. Oris's turn.
I'm gonna move. You said they were 60 feet away. These two.
Yeah,
from the start,
you are
'cause I
still
didn't
60
move.
feet away. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take my 40 to move towards the one that just pretty much ripped off Zazimus's head.
Okay, so you're between the bears now.
Yes, sure. Assuming I didn't provoke any opportunity attacks.
Yeah, no, you didn't. It's fine.
Okay. And then I will use my bow again.
Okay.
The one that...
Much closer, but you don't want it to like come pinch your allies or whatever. That's fine. Go for it.
Well, I'm gonna try and get in between Zazimus before it keeps trying to wreck him. So.
Sounds good. Get him. Critical hit. So as you fire this bow, again, the string gossamers and glows as you land this amazing shot, and the owl on the front of it, its wings. You swore last time you're like, did it move? This time you're like, I'm pretty sure these wings started to move a bit on the bow as that shot goes through.
Too bad I had full key.
That's true. So it's
kids
11 points of damage.
Still, it's kind of impressive. It's the second crit you've gone after.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Second combat in a row.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
I
it's
wish I-
never gonna happen. Like, who cares?
wish-
It's just a fun little
I wish
thing.
I could pour the key into the arrows somehow, but yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome if you could do extra damage with it.
That would be sweet. Maybe one day I'll get a bow that does that. I don't know. Normally, magic items aren't that class specific, but they can be.
Well, I mean, this one already does the key point.
Yeah,
thing,
exactly.
So
It's already class specific. So, sweet.
you think if
So,
I had it, it'd give me a spell slot back? That'd be awesome.
the owlbear took some damage, and it is not looking good. That owl went into it. It kind of got it like in the head a bit, and it looked shaken for a second. It's still fighting, but now it looks bad compared with all this damage. It's starting to stack up a bit. Your turn's done, Fjorn. Your turn. Oh, sure. Oh, I forgot about the Bane.
It's
That's
gone. It's really gone.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
gone.
It's not baned anymore. Never mind. Could you roll concentration? Oh, no, wait, sorry. You lose concentration when you lose consciousness.
All right, I'm gonna raid and reckless attack on the one in front of me.
Oh, all right. Let's go to town. You got advantage on this bear. Woof.
Nice.
Woof. That second roll is going to be a crit? No. Okay. But that's a 12 damage. Plus 2, 14, and you can add your necrotic on top of that. 19 points of damage. That's some good damage.
calling this bear out.
Yeah, that bear gets it sink like it did its big like, it got up on all on its back hind legs, and you just come down and you just sink into its flesh, and the like necrotic energy starts, like you can see like black like veins like kind of like almost like it's got blood poisoning for a second as it comes out, and then it pulls back. You pull back and you get back in your stance. A little, off balance because it's going to have advantage on you if it decides to swing. Does not look bloodied yet because that was basically the first time it's been hit. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. May, it is your turn.
Okay, so there's one that's like really injured, and there's one that just got injured.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And the one that just got injured is very close to you. I'll let you say you can move away from it because it's technically on Fjorn, and we're doing Theater of the Mind.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I didn't really try to get up close if I could.
No, you were just moved 30 feet forward, and I kind of assumed you guys would spread out a little bit so you don't all get piled in, so that's fine. What would you like to do?
I guess Zazi's okay for a turn making a save. The one that was over by him is still by him, right? But,
Yes,
Oris
it's standing over his corpse, and Oris is closer to it than the rest of you.
Okay. I guess I'll move... I guess I'll hit that one with Firebolt while I decide where I'm moving.
Which one? The most hurt one?
Yeah, the more hurt one. Over
Okay.
next to Zazie.
Alright, go for it.
Spells that.
A part of me is wondering as a DM if... Wow.
Come on, 1 fire damage.
Throwing matches at him or something?
I guess so. And I was like, it was raining before, and I was doing like
Yeah.
more damage.
You were just like in the zone that time, and this time you're just like, you saw Zosimus go down. You knew a lot about owlbears coming into this, but you're used to owls being friendly, being nice, and you being in control of the situation. And this is just
I'm studying them. I'm like too engrossed in what they're doing.
Maybe you're like you don't really want to hurt it. You just like kind of want to. But yeah, that fire, it singes it a little bit. Mildly annoyed, I guess, by that 1 point of fire damage.
I guess I'll move a little bit closer to the table.
Okay, that's fine. I kind of know where you guys all are mentally. I'm going to say you're 30 from the table now, but far enough away that the melee guys won't just like necessarily charge at you immediately.
Right.
Zosimus, can you do a death saving throw for me while I prepare the owlbears? A 1 or a 2? Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
Just roll a d20 in line.
In D&D Beyond, if you have 0 HP, you should be able to click it through there. It should show up at the throws.
Here it is. Oh, that's a failure.
Okay, so that's 1 death fail. You're not dead. You'd need 2 more of those, or if you did what Drug did and just roll a 1 on your next saving throw, then yeah, because it counts as double. Don't do that.
That's not good.
I actually thought he was gonna be down and you guys are gonna be able to interact with Drug, but I rolled a 1 on him and he just bled out on the spot. So that's can happen. Okay, so the owlbear that just finished off Zazie. I rolled for it. I gave it a really low chance of it deciding to do this, but it decides to, for some reason, ignore Oris and go for May. But while it charges past to get into melee with you, it will invoke an opportunity. It's going to go close enough to Oris as it charges past that he can attack it if he wishes.
Does that make sense? But I can roll with it. Can I even with a bow? Or it would be an unarmed strike.
Unarmed to talk, yeah, with your leg or something.
Yeah, okay. Sure, I'll throw it.
Yeah, you get an unarmed, which is something you're good at.
No.
Not this time. That's okay. That's okay. It's going to run up and it's going to try to hit May. We'll see what happens. So we got 1 attacking Fjorn, 1 attacking May, and the Black Fang with all his power is just standing there, just being a dick.
May is honestly probably trying to be a little bit impressive to the Black Fang. Like it's a lesson or something. It's just trying to, but so far hasn't done too much.
Oh, okay.
Well, she's been hitting, just not doing barely any damage.
So on May, it rolled an 11, which I'm pretty sure misses. Because we didn't say it, but I'm going to assume you put mage armor on at the beginning of every one of these days.
Yeah. Yeah, if we have any time before, like, a combat, without it being a surprise, she'll cast that on herself. Also, I mean, I already have a 13 AC anyways.
Oh, okay. Then the other one was 16?
Oh, that does hit. I'm gonna... They've been doing...
Shield?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess I'll shield. I don't really need to... Yeah, I can use spell slot. I'll shield.
Okay. So... It comes down, that was the claws, comes in with the claws, boom, boom, they just kind of reflect off of that energy barrier that you put up, and it's mad as heck, but it can't do much about it. The other owl bear will attack Fjorn for a 12. That does not hit. And then an 18, which I believe is going to connect. The beak is going to come in for 10 points of piercing, which we know is reduced to only 5 points. So overall, the bears did not do a whole lot of damage this turn. In the first round of combat, they completely knocked out a character. In the second round of combat, they do 5 damage to the barbarian. That's the way the dice work. So now the way I've got it all positioned, we've got May with a bear. Oris is kind of still in between the two bears, and a bear on Fjorn. Zosimus is bleeding out some amount of feet from everybody within the 30 feet. So if you ever needed to get to him, you could. Top of the line is Oris again.
Oris is going to... I can't switch from the bow to the whip, right?
You'll have to go one turn unarmed, and then you can go whip the next turn.
So, okay, so the reason is Agile Parry is the +2 AC if I'm holding Kensei weapon.
Now,
but I guess I can just keep the bow out.
If you want, you can if you really just want to get this happening, you can drop the bow and bring the whip out. But then the bow is on the ground somewhere, may get damaged, or I mean, it's a magical weapon, so it probably won't get damaged, but you'll have to kind of like toss it aside like in a quick motion, because you can throw an item away as a free action, but sheathing or unsheathing is you only get one sheath / unsheath, so you have to put the bow away and then take the whip out. I guess theoretically you could hold the bow in one hand and then take the whip out, because the whip's only one-handed, but then you don't have a free hand
for the unarmed strikes. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's fine.
I'm gonna say just do your unarms this time.
Yeah.
Which you kind of want to do anyways, because then you give May flanking or Fjorn flanking, whoever you decide to go on.
Oh yeah.
Do I get flanking as well?
You will, yeah. If you're 10 feet away with the whip, you won't get flanking.
Oh, but with the unarms.
Actually,
okay.
No, sorry. How does that work? I'd have to look it up. I could be wrong.
It's precision.
I feel like you have to each be. Every time I've seen it, anytime I've seen flanking, a picture of it, everybody's within 5 feet. But maybe it just says you have to be within melee range. I don't know. I'm gonna say get into 5 feet and just do it.
That's fine. I'll do unarmed, and I'll just keep the longbow in my hand then.
Sounds good.
In my offhand, but I'll use the unarmed strike. I'll go after the. Can I get to the one that just went after May?
Yeah, you can pick either one.
Okay, yeah, so I'll go to that one again because it's the one I hit already twice.
Sounds good.
And unarmed strike.
Mm-hmm. That hits. Do you want to do your offhand?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a key point and flurry of blows.
Sounds good. Pound that bear. That's a mess.
Do I have flanking?
Oh, you do have advantage, so feel free to re-roll. Here, just re-roll. Frick. Okay. Let's just say let's say those two were just your first hit, and just have them be done. So you get roll twice. Sure. The next two will be your first flurry of blows, and then the last two will be your last flurry of blows. So that's a hit as well.
So the 20 for 6, and then the 22 for 6. So that's
a 6, 4, a 6, and a 4. So 14 points of damage as you unload. You cold cock and then unload. 16 points of damage? I see a 6.
12, 6, 6, and 4.
6, 6 is 4. 16?
Score is 10 and then plus 6.
Yeah, so whatever. Math is hard. Whatever. The bear is hurt. Coming in, boom, boom, boom. You throw a knee, you throw a kick. Yeah, everything's just connecting because flanking's amazing. And that bear is not looking good. It's still alive, but it is really beat up as it's like shaky and like kind of like it tries to let out that roar again, but it kind of comes out kind of the way I always do it. And I don't know why that happened. My page broke, but that's okay. Up next is Fjorn.
Right.
I just
I guess-
no, that's the one.
Do what?
Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Go ahead.
I'm just going to attack the one in front of me again. Crit.
Cool.
Ooh, all right. So that's 10 plus another 2? Those are some really low rolls overall. So 12, 18 points of damage on the one right in front of you?
Is that right? Why is it reading it like that? Usually it puts the...
The crit is the second roll, but it's not with the plus, so it's 2d12 plus 3, which is only 10, which is pretty bad. You rolled a 5 and a 2.
Yeah.
So,
So
7 plus 3 plus, I guess, the 2 for bonus.
Yeah,
Plus
so you did a
6
12
necrotic.
and then the 6 necrotic damage for a total of 18 points, which is still a ton. That bear is also looking terrible as you come in and you actually like take its hand off and it's trying to like back up and it's like there's black goo where the necrotic kind of hurt its arm and it's getting ready to swipe at you though. Next up is May. What would you like to do? You have flanking on a bear that's not wearing armor if you're curious.
Oh, sorry. She's going to. Is this one the one that's really hurt?
They're both pretty hurt, but yes, this one is exceptionally on. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's under a quarter, if that's by DM standards. The health bar has gone red.
Trying to think if I should attack or if I should cast a spell, but I feel like it's so close to dying that it doesn't matter.
Are we talking about Zosimus or the bear in front of you?
Damn.
No, I can't really do any spells to bring Zazie back up. I'm just a wizard, so
Yeah.
I guess I could. I mean, I only have like a +1 to medicine checks, anyways.
I also love how you guys sent your only healer in first to melee the bear. Like
We didn't send him.
Just good
Like a
old.
psycho. He's not even like a cleric healer, which is tanky. He's a bard healer.
Yeah, I know. I was really hoping someone would like physically restrain him, but you know, it happened.
These are character learning lessons, and if he doesn't roll a 1 in the next in his
Yeah,
next
he may
turn,
live.
then
He
we're
may.
gonna have some
We'll see what
conversations with
happens.
him.
Yeah. So okay, I need to. I think I can just cast this like this. Maybe it'll show. I'm gonna use a mirror image.
Oh yeah, so you're like super defensive now. It has to like kill your doubles first.
Yeah. Well, I get to roll basically when they try to attack me. So, it lasts a minute. Basically, there's 3 duplicates of myself. I'm imagining they kind of like surround the owlbear a little bit, and
I picture it. I picture it a lot like the Yu-Gi-Oh. If you guys have seen Yu-Gi-Oh, magical hats.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So there's like a bunch of you, and only one's real, and it gets a chance at hitting the real one every time it swings. And the
Yeah.
odds get better as your duplicates get killed.
yeah, exactly. And then I guess more of like a flavor thing. But next turn she's planning to attack with just her sword. So she pulls her sword out, and so all the duplicates like have little.
Oh,
Short
awesome!
swords.
They're all short sword at the ready.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Zazim. If that's all we're doing, Zosimus, you can roll your death saving throw. If you roll a 20, you just get up with 1 HP. And then I guess I'll go to the bears. Nope, that's two fails. He's really not looking good, guys.
You're about to die, man. No.
I want to save you guys, but like I can't.
That was not wise.
Like should
It wasn't an advisable action that was taken by the characters. So.
I mean, if you walk up to a couple of owl bears and try to feed the bears, and then you get mauled to death, I don't know. I kind of feel like that's not on the DM anymore, but we'll see what happens. So we've got one. I'll do the one fighting Fjorn first, because the other one's going to be weird with the mirror images, so we'll deal with that after. The one on Fjorn, claw first, a 15.
I'm right at a hit.
And only an 11 for the beak, so you're only getting hit for one of them, but the claws are definitely its stronger weapon. Although I'm gonna give it a slight -2 to whatever I get here, because I did say it lost a hand already, just for flavor. Would have done 16. I'm gonna say 14, so 7 points after your resistance of slashing damage on you, Fjorn. I'm guessing you're still standing. You must have 40 HP max now by this time.
Yeah,
Right?
I have 45.
So yeah, Zosmus is so frail. I don't. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Then we got the bear on May and Oris, and I'm gonna give one on each of you guys. We're gonna put the big claw on. You know what? You did a defensive thing. I'm gonna do 50-50 on the. Give me a second.
It was facing me, Oris, and.
Was it facing you? I thought it was facing May. I thought it was fighting May.
Well, it doesn't turn around after I attack it automatically or whatever.
Oh no.
Okay.
You were hitting that thing in the back.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna just do a quick roll to see if it turns around and faces. No, it puts both on May.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 4 of me right now.
Yeah, you wanted to do it, so I made the odds very skewed that it would target you, because it makes sense in my mind.
But I had Agile Parry up too.
With swords.
Do you get Agile Parry when you're holding a bow?
Yeah, it's a Kensei weapon.
Yeah, that's funny. That's fun. Yeah, I guess you're right. Technically, you
I thought
do.
it was the only melee. That's awesome.
That's funny. You use your bow like a bow, and then you.
To deflect attacks, apparently.
Okay, so how does this work again? If it hits, we deal with the illusions, right?
Yeah, so just roll
normal, and then if it hits, we'll deal with it.
Oh no, actually, each time I roll a d20 to determine whether or not it attacks me or the duplicate. So let me just roll the first one. Okay, so it's gonna attack one of my duplicates, so it can roll to hit.
Okay, so I don't even have to roll for it then. Okay, and then the next one.
Well, the duplicates have a AC 13.
Oh, so if they don't... Oh, I can see. Oh, okay, so the first attack is on a duplicate. Let's just get this out of the way. It 13 exactly, so it's gonna hit.
So it destroys one, and then now I have to roll. I have to roll a 8 or higher. Oh, I got a nat 20, so no, kind of a waste of a nat 20. But...
And this time it rolls under, so that you don't even lose the illusion.
Awesome. So there's 2 duplicates of me.
Yeah, you still got 2 magical hats left. That's the owlbear, so we're back at the top of the order with Oris.
Since it's not facing me, can I disengage and use an action to get Zosimus up? I have to roll medicine, or
you can, okay? If you want to disengage, is one of your key points allow you to take a disengage action as a bonus? Step of the wind.
Yeah, I think there is.
Step of the wind.
Yeah. So if you use step of the wind,
it's it's a bonus action though.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you use your action to disengage, then you won't be able to do the medicine check. But if you use your bonus action to disengage with Step of the Wind, then you're fast enough to... So you can either use the key point, or you can invoke an opportunity attack to do what you're asking.
Oh, I was just wondering if I'm still flanking. Do I even need to? But
yeah, because you're still within range of it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll use a key point for Step of the Wind. I didn't know I could use a bonus action before my regular action. So
yeah, there's no order to the things. You can do them however you want to do it.
Then,
you're just used to it being attack first because your offhand stuff will have that weird clause in it that you have to attack first.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I'm down to a couple key points now in this battle, but I'll use that disengage Step of the Wind and run to Zosimus.
Okay. And then use a medicine. Go for
roll medicine.
Don't roll poorly.
Oh,
that's not good enough. That's not good enough.
That's a 1?
No, it's just a
3.
stick. It's
Nat
a 3. 3. It's just
you're trying. You're there. You're like, stay with me, man. Stay with me. And he's just like, no, I see the light.
Sazi wants that light.
I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens.
I'm seeing all the connections with the that I've been trying to.
I mean, a part of me is wondering if he just really wanted to re-roll a character, but little does he know that if he dies here, I just cut him from the campaign entirely and get a new player.
You're out for a couple weeks.
I gotta find a way to work a character, and you guys are in the middle of the forest. I mean,
He can just play the Black Fang, right? He's not too bad.
He's exactly as strong as Ozzy thinks he
suddenly
is.
the whole party
Apple one.
races to kill themselves as quickly as
Yeah,
possible.
kill me.
We gotta start up 2 levels higher than we are.
Fjorn's turn.
I'll attack the same one.
Sounds good. Go for it. Reckless? Well, that's kind of a weird question to ask now.
I don't think I can on that one again.
Yeah, you can keep reckless attacking. It's
can
just for
always
melee
reckless, yeah.
attacks. You just the whole round you get advantage, and then they get advantage against you.
Yeah.
Melee attacks.
Which is usually
Alright,
fine for a barbarian, because he's like, I got a ton of hit points anyways, I don't care.
I guess I could have went reckless.
I'll still allow you to do it if you want it. I know it's a little unfair to let you see the roll first, but I'm going to be lenient this one time, if you want.
Both sucked.
Didn't work. on
The
the
dice
rolls.
gods were like, he can roll as many times as he wants. This is gonna miss. That was my DM trap to give the bearer advantage on you. The one-armed bear manages to like
The barb is going down, but maybe.
do a sweet dodge out of the way. It has an AC of 13, so you just deftly messed it up.
Oh dang.
That brings us to May. What would you like to do with all your duplicates?
All right. May is going to attack with her short sword.
Oh right, yeah, you said that before. All right, go for it.
She's gonna be like, I've been practicing. Look, guys.
The Black Fang is paying attention.
Where is it? Okay.
Oh yeah, Fjorn does have the numbing ring on.
Oh, got an 11 to hit.
Or he did before. An 11, yeah, that's not going to do it. So all
Never
three
took
of
it off.
them start slashing at this owl bear, and it's... And these things are so close to dead, but you guys just can't land a hit.
Well, I
yeah.
didn't even try. And I
So-
should have, apparently.
This is all going to come down to... Oh, God.
Yeah, maybe you should. I don't know. I guess Ozzy has to roll more time.
Zosimus,
He's
yeah,
good.
please
Yeah.
roll above a 10.
That's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do.
I'm not
Roll
feeling good
higher
about
than
this.
10. Okay,
Oh,
you're
that's
up! Woo!
God,
So lucky.
Jesus.
So Oris, his attempts were futile, and Zosimus was like annoyed by it, and his body just brings him back at 1 HP. You're at 1 HP and you're standing, and you get your turn. What would you like to do?
Back from the dead to kill the
Wow.
bears.
I honestly thought you were dead. Like I was in my brain, I was planning
Well, I thought there was. I mean, you just needed a success.
to stick around, and then he would have been yeah. But I'm like, he always rolls an 8. He just always rolls.
Okay. In order. How far are they from me?
The 20 feet, both of them, kind of in different directions.
How badly hurt are they?
They're pretty bad, but not as bad as you. Do not go up and feed them.
I mean, he can't. He only has he has half his movement speed because he has to get up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I need to get up. I don't.
You do technically have to stand up. You were prone. Or, you can stay prone. That's fine. You just
That is
won't-
entirely... Okay.
Run, Zosimus. You got this.
Just cast a little cantrip or something. We're almost
shoot your crossbow. Just cast.
I'm going to... number 1...
Summon an aboleth.
Actually, a really dumb idea. I'm not going to do that.
It can't be
I'm
dumb.
going-
It can't be dumber. Then it can't be any dumber.
I don't know.
I'm gonna roll animal handling.
I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on Each of them is surrounded by melee fighters.
One May has her illusions on one, and Fjorn is single-handedly handling the other. Oris is with you right now, but he's.
And the one that's on Fjorn, I'm gonna do hideous laughter too.
Okay.
Doesn't that one not affect? Isn't that like only work on humanoids or?
No,
the
creatures.
Oh, they might be smarter than what is it, 4 or less? They might be smart creatures actually, so that might.
They
work.
are. They are wise. They're wise. So I need
Well,
a
it's
13 under
intelligence, it's
13.
not their wisdom. Wisdom
Yes.
is usually high for beasts, but intelligence is the thing that they usually don't.
Oh, sorry. Is there a?
It says a creature.
Oh, a
with an
creature with
intelligence
intelligence 4 or less,
less.
which it does fall into that category.
Oh no!
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, its intelligence
Crap.
is intelligence of 3. So yeah, I guess it doesn't do anything then, right?
Shoot.
Crap. I do.
I mean, you didn't know that. Your character didn't
Yeah.
know that, so you attempted to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and it was the most hilarious joke, and the bear just has no sense of humor whatsoever.
I
Wow.
laugh.
Oris laughs at it.
I give a pity laugh.
Yeah, even you notice that, like, even the Black Fang kind of, like, he's just like, what are you doing? He's just, like, laughing at this. He's starting to question, like, maybe Mage Whelp is an appropriate title at this point.
You
It's
knew.
like the Benny Hill theme playing right now.
All right, well, we're
cast
back up at the
vicious
Bears.
Mockery. I cast vicious mockery on the other one.
So,
That's
sorry?
Not a bonus
You know what?
Vicious
Normally
Mockery.
you don't get to do 2 actions, but I'll let you have it. Out
no,
of...
Just-
sorry. Sorry. My mistake. I keep forgetting that. I'm just gonna sit down and pout.
Okay, I was about to give it to you, but if you're gonna take it back from yourself, that's fine. That's fine with
I'm
me.
just gonna sit down and pout.
Okay, he's sitting there. He's
garbage.
sad. You guys are actually getting like weird flashbacks of Maverick for a second. Like you're like a little worried that Oris will suddenly draw a sword and kill Zazimus. He doesn't even have a sword, but that like you're getting PTSD a little bit on that. So moving on to the bears, we got a bear on Fjorn. It has advantage. I kind of did that to you. I'm sorry. We'll claw first.
Kill Fjorn too.
Oh God. Okay, that's a crit
Fjorn, fine. Oh no.
on the beak.
Possibly fine.
That beak hit too. So we'll do
That's
the
resistance, though. That
we'll do the
resistance.
critical claws first, which again I'll take a couple points off because I said it's missing a hand, but it's still gonna do a bunch. 5,
That's a lot of dice.
16. Yeah, you got double
much
the dice.
health
Got
do you
double the dice. 18 points of slashing, which will be down to only 9 points of slashing. And then the beak will come in for 14 points of slashing, which will be reduced to 7. Are you still standing, Fjorn?
Barely, but yes.
Okay.
Nice.
The bear had its way with you. Now we're back to the images. Feel free to roll your images to see if it hits a fake one. And I'll roll damage to see if it matters. Claw. You know what? Don't worry about the claw. The claw rolled a 10, so it doesn't matter. So we'll do the beak. And another 10. So you're good. It didn't even hit your illusions.
Awesome.
Didn't even do anything. You could have rolled for the illusions and it wouldn't have mattered because 13 doesn't hit nothing.
Yeah, I guess.
Or
That's...
10 doesn't hit anything, so... except for, like, something unarmed or, like, a zombie, they can take something off of that, but... Either way, the bear just has a rough time of it. They both still look really hurt, even though you guys successfully did a turn of almost nothing. We'll bring you back up at the top of the line. Oris, you're free to do what you want now that you are not first aider.
Can I flank the one on Fjorn?
Definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna move in there, and I'm gonna stick with the agile parry setup. So longbow in the offhand and just an unarmed strike.
So just 2 unarmed strikes with... Unarmed
Well,
sharks!
I'll-
Unarmed strikes!
I'll start with one unarmed strike, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay,
and then
sounds
I may
good.
use another key point.
So you have advantage, go for it.
No.
The 13 hits, 6 points of pummeling damage as you pummel him.
Okay, and it's still
It
standing.
is still standing, yeah.
Is it like? Do I get a reaction? Like, Do I have an indication of how weak it is?
It still has this. It's still in the same category of being really, really hurt, which is just under 25%. So
Okay.
it's close to death.
Key
You don't
points
know
it
if
is
you don't know
flurry-
if one hit will finish it or not.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell
flurry of
you. It is.
blows. That's fine.
Okay,
I'll use another key point.
go for it.
And I still have flanking,
Advantage,
right?
yeah.
So,
That
okay, so
hits.
that one.
4 points.
Nice.
And
that one will hit. We'll just take that. I guess I get the higher of the. We'll take the 5 anyways. It doesn't matter.
okay, roll to see if it's a crit though.
Oh.
Okay, so
Nope.
it takes another 5. Ooh. Okay, so you land all these strikes. Boom, 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 boom. It's not looking good. That thing is somehow still. It has one hand, bloody stump. And it like parts of its body, the feathers have like fallen off, both out of stress and you pummeling it. It's got like it's patchy. It's really just looking terrible and haggard. It's not dead. Is that the end of your turn, Horus?
Yeah. I don't have anything else I can do at this point. So
Bjorn, you're up, my friend.
Attack with advantage.
Oh yeah, you don't need reckless because you're flanked now. Yeah, go for it. Roll to see if it's a crit. For cinematic reasons, because 15 damage is way more than enough to kill this thing. How would you like to kill this owlbear?
I was thinking about that. I'd kind of like to see if I could cut its head off, because I
Yeah.
kind of want to throw the head at Orem, like chuck it at him. See if I can hit him with it.
So like you come down with this sweet cut that like severs the head of the bear, but then you like put a little English on it, and the head like kind of cuts and then spins, and then like just like Oris just catches it. He's just got like a owl head in his hands, and then the bear collapses. And that is
me or
one.
Orim?
Orem.
Oh,
I
you're
wanted to
saying
throw it
throwing
at
it all
Orem.
the way to Orem? Okay, I know those names are going to come to bite me. Let me just do a roll for that to see if you can get. Cause that's a good amount of distance.
And just like an athletic.
Yeah, you don't quite get it there. It lands like at his feet, and he's just kind of like, And
He still gets the message.
yeah, he sees that you killed the owlbear. I mean, in his mind, maybe this fight would have been over a little earlier, but I don't know. Strategy-wise, I would have probably positioned your team a little different. Anyways, that bear is down.
Together.
Do you want to do any movement, or are you good where you are?
I better stay where I'm at.
Because you... Okay, that's fine. May, it's your turn.
The one I'm fighting still, but okay, it's my turn.
Yes.
This one is it's about the same as the other one.
It's hurt. It's really not looking good, but it's still kicking. Has a couple of HP left. Some amount of HP between 1 and infinite.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe what I'll do is I think I'm gonna do magic missile because that'll deal more damage, and I just want to get this done because my sword's not gonna do that much, and I think I don't have a terrible chance.
How does it work if you cast magic missile while in melee? It's not an
It's not a ranged attack, so I don't think it really.
yeah,
matters.
it's not right. It just hits no matter what. So yeah, I think you're fine if that's what you want
It's
to do.
kind of like the Gandalf versus Saruman fight.
Where you just melee spellcast. All right, sweet. So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna use a level 1 spell slot
Yeah.
and cast magic
I think
missile.
it's second level spell slot, which is 44, right? There's 3 normal.
Oh, you're gonna just go to town like you want this thing dead. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, she wants it dead.
Roll out Autobots.
44 plus 4. That's right. Come on, let's roll high. Ooh, 15.
15 total. Yeah. How would you like to kill this thing?
Oh, awesome. Seriously? Okay, cool. Yeah, she kind of, just like puts her hand out and, maybe steps back just slightly, like not out of the range, but then just like blasts a bunch of, sharp, bright, silvery blasts and just kind of like knocks this thing back a little bit, and it falls to the ground. Magical little sparkles flying away.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what happened. These bolts just go into this thing. You get a little pushback on it, and it kind of like, it looks like it might be okay to fight again, and then it just, its eyes roll and boom, boom, down. There's also, as everything was hitting it, feathers are just
Oh, nice.
kind of like when you shoot someone in a Hitman movie through a pillow. And yeah, you guys are no longer in combat.
At this point, I create a minor illusion of how I single-handedly defeated both of the owlbears.
Okay. You guys don't have to roll insight. You know he's lying.
May secretly wishes she had dispel magic, but she doesn't have it yet. So
That feels like a waste of a spell slot, but yeah.
I know, but at the end of a battle, it just feels right.
I just think of...
May will just sheathe her sword in like a kind of like an expert, flip the sword around, like it's the end of battle kind of thing.
Excellent.
Oris
I did
will
like
walk
the sword.
up to. Oh, go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, I did like the role play of using the sword to try to get Orm's attention there. I don't think anybody did anything. I was very tempted. I'm like, should I give you inspiration for that? If you had gone, I think if you had gone sword again and made like a speech about it again, might have been into
I
that.
figured that I just wanted to kill it, and I didn't want to like.
Yeah, I like the no nonsense of it though, because we got to just move forward.
Yeah. That's more of it. She was just kind of like, this I could attack again. I missed if she hit last time. So she was just like, I'm just gonna end this thing, and we're gonna be like, boom.
Okay, cool. So you guys are free to move around.
Yeah,
bitch
I guess
to the
Oris
Black
is gonna.
Fang, whatever you want to do.
Oris is gonna go help Zosimus up off the ground, and
Yeah, did you even get? Yeah, I guess you were.
he never got his
crying or
turn
whatever.
to because he was just sitting there sulking, right? So
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll help him up, and he'll say, "Don't worry about it, but next time, let's discuss before you run in with these harebrained ideas."
May will use her... Oh right, I forgot. May is gonna use prestidigitation to clean off her clothes or something.
Oh yeah, excellent. Sounds good. So you had your battle. Your images fade away, and you tidy yourself up. Even though I don't think you took a single hit. So
No, it's more like the dirt or something. I don't know. she didn't take it.
Does anyone want to take a short rest?
I want to check this table
Yeah.
out here.
Well, yeah, I think May wants to. I'm gonna like point at or head nod towards the table and just say, "Go take a look."
okay.
Maybe ask Orim if there's any evidence in this area of Rim having been here. Maybe.
Call him the Black Fang, please. It just makes my life easier in my mind. Yeah, no. The trail doesn't go this way as far as he's concerned. You guys are free to do what you want here, but they crossed our path, but they didn't. We need to continue moving northward to find Rim.
Definitely a short rest for Oris.
And me.
I don't think I think we should take a short rest. I want to check the table out first. Is all.
Yeah, after exactly.
Yeah. Also, I forgot. She wants to grab. I mean, they're not gonna be. These aren't exactly things you can like loot from, but she wants to get like a cool unbroken owlbear like feather to like make like a quill pen with it.
Yeah, sure. You can collect a single feather, no problem. Absolutely can do that.
I would too.
Yeah, you can both have an owlbear feather. You find like a good one. You find one that like you pluck it like out of the guy, it's fresh, or you find one that wasn't bloodied or something, and you find good ones. Yeah, no problem.
Are these things like valuable? Not that Oris cares. I'm just curious personally.
Maybe.
I guess I probably can't ask you that, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, you do know that back at camp, an owlbear is worth something, and you could potentially sell it to the black market to get the full reward for it. But that would involve hauling the stuff back
Well, if somebody has good survival, maybe like trying to skin it or something like that.
Yeah, is there like meat? Is it good edible meat, or
Meat,
I
yeah.
guess can Oris roll to find that out, or
Sure, go for it.
What
You
am
can
I
roll
rolling for?
survival.
he has no clue.
You
Glad I got the
you
nat one
believe
outside of battle.
you actually believe that the owlbears, you can eat them raw, as far as you're concerned. You actually think that there's some property about owlbears that allows you to just eat them without cooking.
That's not true. You shouldn't eat them raw. I'm sorry. That's not. I don't know what you're talking.
A part of you was like tempted to just bite right in, but so just to confirm, are you guys taking a short rest and then investigating the ruins, or
Other way around.
You're okay. So you're looking at what's up there first, and then you're going to worry about setting up camp again. Okay, cool. So you guys, I'm going to guess you all gather around, and the Black Fang is, I don't know, hanging around somewhere nonchalantly, like over here-ish. The cool thing is, as soon as you walk into that ring, it's weird. You guys walk in, and you notice you're like, something's off, and it takes you a second, and you realize the breeze that you've been feeling all day you don't feel it anymore. And there's some kind of something keeping this like area from being affected by the weather. And that's why, even though there's no roof on it, the books and assorted items on the table haven't been degraded. So there's someone put something here to keep the stuff from being eroded. And then on the table, I don't know, do we want to do an investigation?
Yeah, I'll do an investigation.
Sure. Throw me a quick investigation, and we'll see.
I can help.
Yeah, go ahead. You can have advantage on the roll.
Okay.
Just double checking that.
Oh, I forgot that if I do advantage, you can't see it in the.
Just tell me what you rolled then. That's fine.
I don't even know. I can't see them.
It's okay. Super good at investigating.
Oh, whatever. That's a crit. Let's just do that. Now I don't even need to roll again.
Okay, so in your investigating, you find 3 books, which I will explain in a minute, and you also found like assorted vials and stuff. Yeah, you know what? Since you rolled so flawlessly, one of these vials, it's a different color than you were expecting. You pick it up and you're like, what is this blue? And then when you shake it, it immediately turns red, and you recognize it as a potion of healing. So you guys can have 1 potion of healing, which I was actually never planning to give you guys, but that was a sweet roll. And you also find an oil, a vial of this alchemic oil. You know what it is, but you don't really know what it's for or what it's used for just yet. But you may learn very shortly when we discuss the 3 books that you've encountered. There's 2 books that are leather bound in common. One is a very thin book, and one is a thick book. So you can just notice thin and thick. And then there's also a book that's bound with like kind of greenish stuff going on, and it's in Sylvan. I don't know if any of you speak Sylvan.
I do actually. The feat that I took lets me do it. The teleportation one.
Oh, excellent. So then definitely. So these 3 books are there on the table. If you guys want to read them, let me know, or look at them further.
Is there any kind of titles or anything? I guess during the short rest I can look, so we don't have to.
So are you just gonna
Yeah,
examine all 3 books, and you want me to tell you what's in everything?
I mean, if somebody else wants to look over a different one, that's
Yeah,
fine.
Oris
I have
will
common
grab
and
one.
elvish. I have common and elvish.
Okay.
Well,
These
so I'll
are
read
these
one.
are in common. So
Yeah, Oris will take whichever one is left, the non-Sylvan one, I guess, the thin one or the thick one.
I'll read
because
the-
I guess I'm further away, so.
I'll take Sylvan, I guess.
okay.
I'll take whatever's available.
Okay, Oris then
Like-
grabs the thick one first, then we'll say.
Okay.
And I guess because we can read it while we're doing the short rest. I don't know if I can read the thick one all in a short rest. It's an hour. Thick book for me takes like 3 days to read, so I have no idea.
I mean,
Maybe it's a picture book.
I want to see what each of them are about mostly. I'm assuming we
Okay.
can read them over time.
So you're looking at, you guys each pick up a book, and May cracks open her Sylvan book and sees that for a moment before getting a chance to read over the whole thing that it explains how to craft something. It gives you some explanations on how to make something using some components from owl bears. So you guys already gathered feathers. We'll see how that relates in a second. Zosimus opens the thin book, and he's flipping through it, and he finds some spell scrolls, which I will tell you about in a second as well, because Oris opens up his thick book, and the second it latches onto his arm, and you guys need to roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
So glad that was not mine. I have not increased life points. I'm still at 1.
Another 20. I got the same
again?
initiative roll twice. What sort of fun?
2 crits again?
You guys are going to have a real easy time then.
I got a 12.
Okay, it sounds like you guys are all going to get your turn before this. It's known as a mimic for anyone who's not used to being attacked by things.
It's not the Book of Monsters from Harry Potter.
That's what
That's a
I'm picturing.
mimic.
Final Fantasy has mimics too. Like it's you get attacked by chests, but they can come in other forms. In this case, you're being attacked by an evil book.
Can also come in the form of potions of healing.
Yeah, potentially. You guys do have a potion, though, which is nice. You might need it in a sec, depending on how this goes. Although, as far as I know,
I'm
Oris
at full health.
is at full health, so you guys
Yeah.
got lucky. That's why I was very specific. I'm like, oh, is May just looking at all of them? Because then May's going to get this. And then
Oh yeah, that would have been funny.
It would've been very funny if I-
Maya's health too, but yeah.
Kill
yeah, you guys
you.
would have been. It would have been fine as long as it wasn't Fjorn or Zazie.
Yeah, half
Which
a
it was
party.
like 50-50. Like, you guys are like, oh, I guess I take one of the leather boats. I don't know who gets. And I'm like, it really matters, guys.
Alright,
okay, so you guys all get your turns up front. So it's going to start with Oris. Now, this thing has effectively grappled you.
Okay. It's on my arm, right?
Wait,
Or is it
sorry,
got
let me
more
just
than that?
read. So
They, like,
technically, it still looks, for the most part, like a book. Because it's in its object form. Which I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that, but whatever. So... Yeah, if you choose to... It's effectively grappling you, so if you choose to melee this creature, you'll have disadvantage. Or, sorry, made to... No, sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm forgetting how grappling works.
It's just sticky, right? So you have to. Is it disadvantage to get away from it?
Yeah, that's what it is. My fault.
Sorry, not to meta. I'm trying to remember. I know they're like all
Yeah.
sticky. They're really annoying to get off of you.
So it has grappled you, and it's sticky. Well, that's fine. It's your turn. You can't just run away from this thing. It's stuck to you, and it's gonna try to attack you on its turn. But it did not roll as well as you guys, so go for it. What would you like to do, Oris?
Apparently my speed is halved if I try to move.
No, you're fine. This
I mean,
it's not slowing you down.
Everyone's kind of here, so
Yeah.
yeah. I just
Yeah,
reading
you
it says
can
when you
punch it.
move, you can drag or carry the grappled creature with you. Oh,
Yeah.
that's if you.
I think
grapple
it's
them.
small enough that I think it has rules that if the thing is tiny or smaller than you by a certain number of sizes, you can ignore that rule.
2 sizes are smaller.
And so I
than
think
you
you're
or more.
fine. I think
Can I?
whatever.
think
I'm gonna DM
Sure.
rule it however I want. The
Sure.
book does not slow you down. It's just a book biting you.
I'm gonna ask it nicely to stop and unarmed strike it.
Yeah, go for it. That
Shouldn't
connects.
that be persuasion?
Should I roll persuasion? I mean, I was kind of joking.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
assuming
you
it
can
wouldn't.
roll. I'm gonna actually make it intimidation because you are punching it. But yeah, feel free to roll your second attack if you want as well.
Maybe it's an intelligent book.
If I'm doing attacks first, I'm just flurry of blows with my last key
It
point.
sounds good.
Straight
Go for
up.
it. So the first hit. I just love doing them all at once. Yeah, that hits as well. Yep, all those connect for a total of math quick 16 points of damage. As this book gets just like hammered, plop, 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 plop. Yeah, you intimidated it a little bit, but it hasn't let go. Fjorn, you're up.
Okay. So I guess I'm not sure if I want to rage or not.
I mean, you probably don't need to.
Oris isn't moving, by the way. He's just standing there, and he just, I guess, whapped the book on his other arm.
He's just like, what the
Bring it
hell?
on,
Pop,
so.
pop, pop, pop.
I could say he turns so that it's facing you guys.
Hey,
if
hold it
makes any
steady. I'm
difference.
gonna swing at it.
Sounds
Lean on
good.
the table, I guess.
I mean, you might as well reckless attack. It's doubtful it can hit all.
Go for it. Recklessly attack the arm of your companion.
It's gonna chop right through the book and my arm.
It has like way lower HP than we.
Okay, I'll go for a reckless attack.
Do it.
Awesome.
Please don't miss.
Yeah, don't roll a 1. Okay. So I'll take the greater damage, which is fine. Yeah, 13 hits. A mimic. So you didn't rage, so it's just 11 damage. There's no necrotic or anything. Yeah, your sword goes into it a couple pages deep, and you pull it back out again. I don't know. It looks like a book still. I don't know what to say. It's hard to tell how damaged the book is. It has a gash in it now. Next up is Zosimus.
Okay, I'm going to begin with Phantasmal Force.
You're okay. You're gonna Phantasmal Force the mimic. That's
It does not have a minimum intelligence or
okay.
anything requirement.
Okay. What does the mimic see?
The mimic sees an owlbear attacking.
Okay, attacking it? Attacking the team?
Yeah.
Attacking the
Yeah.
book. Okay, so in its mind, in the book's mind...
There's an owlbear trying to chomp down and on it, and he's heroically fighting it off with the book in its hand, in the owlbear's mouth, going chomp chomp.
Okay, so regardless of role-playing, it still does the psychic damage?
Isn't it a save or something?
It has to save. It has to save.
13 DC of intelligence? Okay.
Oh,
It not only did it roll a 1, it has negative, so it definitely took that damage.
So 3
It
points.
took 3 points of psychic damage. That book has a bit of a headache. It's starting to look a little haggard too. I think you guys have started.
book
That was
with
the
a
difference
headache.
between 50% and over 50%. Yeah, is that it? Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right,
I'm gonna stay away from it. I'm going to.
sounds good. You're not going to try to feed the book. I understand.
Animal
handling.
check.
Can I animal handling May? It's your turn.
May is gonna zap it with a shocking grasp. Are we flanking this thing? Oh,
I'm gonna just say no.
okay,
I'm just gonna say no to flanking.
that's fine.
I don't think you guys
me,
need
too.
it.
I only got a
9 is not gonna hit. But you miss entirely. I was like, maybe there's a chance Oris takes some of this damage, but no, you don't. You miss entirely. You go to shock the thing, and it kind of flicks his arm and gets out of the way entirely. And now it's the mimic's turn. Yeah, it goes from being like a book to it just grows like its teeth now. And it's got the tongue that's somehow getting out the side and lashing and wrapping around your arm, and it starts chomping down on you. Let's see what it can do to you. I believe it gets advantage because it's grappled to you. But yeah, it even specifically explains that to me because I should have probably prepared a little better for this. Yeah, so it's gonna do its bite. Yeah, 23. I think a 23 hits you.
dang.
Yep.
And advantage. Maybe it's a critical. Does it? No, I'm just kidding. Does a 45 hit you? And then damage. It does. Ooh, not very much. 4 points of piercing damage. Plus 2 points of acid damage. So you take 6 total damage as this thing chomps at your arm. And you realize it's a little more than a light reed. But that's all it does. So now we're back at Oris's turn.
I guess I used all my key points, so I'm just gonna do what I did last time, minus the flurry. So just
2 attacks.
rhyme
Go
strikes.
for it. Swing out. A 10 will miss. A 23 will definitely hit. 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you give it like an elbow. You're like, bah, get out of here, stupid book. You asked me what the title of the book is. It doesn't have a title. It's just wants to eat your face. Fjorn, your turn.
Attack again.
Sounds good. Go for it. I'm assuming recklessly, so feel free to not roll another one as you attack Oris's arm.
Take my arm off.
Let's see. Do I get reckless again? I thought it was.
You can reckless every turn. You can always reckless, but every time you do it, you're vulnerable on your following for your turn. So that's that's why people are like, you can play barbarian with rogue, because rogue gets sneak attack if you have advantage, and a barbarian can have advantage every round, but then they're vulnerable every round as well. So then you just always get your sneak attack. Anyways, a 22 does hit. 11 points of slashing damage is a ton of damage. This book has got like an X carved into it now as you pull out your great axe, and Oris somehow, like, he for a second felt that blade almost hit his arm. Like, he, in his mind, he knew that it was like the recorrecting of the dice that somehow saved him a limb there. Zosimus, what would you like to do?
Well, first the dissonant whispers. No, not dissonant whispers.
Yeah, the force.
Phantasmal force goes off.
It rolls under, so feel free to hit it with some
No.
damage.
That's the does.
I think I save every turn, but it might have been on its turn. Either way, it failed, so it'll take its 3 points of psychic damage. What else would you like to do?
Then I'm going to Ooh, that was really good.
Okay.
17 points of damage.
I'm not sure what you did. You did 17 points of damage or something?
Yeah.
What did you do?
It's dissonant whispers.
Oh, you used dissonant whispers, and you did 11 points of damage. I have to roll wisdom?
No. Let me
Is
check.
that a wisdom save?
That's a wisdom save, 13.
Nope, failure. So it takes 11 points of psychic damage?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just gonna. That's enough. The book explodes in pages, further from the sky. The teeth are just like they're still on your arm, but then they just kind of go loose and clinkle down, and that tongue just kind of slaps off as well. Yeah, you've successfully defeated the mimic. I'm glad that it didn't do. I mean, it could have rolled better initiative. You guys all crushed it initiative-wise and only got one turn. Still, it's something to keep in mind whenever you're exploring stuff. Mimics are always a DM's in the DM's secret bag of tricks. But yeah,
Always
you guys
burn books first.
Who's got the most HP? Read that book or lift that candlestick.
Yeah, or open that box or whatever. The door.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to keep you guys on your toes a little bit. But now you can freely read the other two books. There's nothing else really involved in them.
I'm going to do Song of Rest, so that when we do our short rest, we get an extra 1d6.
Sure. I'll definitely let you guys do that. I'm just going to give you guys... Before we take that short rest, I'm just going to explain the books because I have a feeling you guys might be interested in that. Excuse me. So the thin book that Zosimus had includes 2 scrolls. One is a scroll of plant growth, and the other is Erupting Earth. Notably, although they are both druid spells, Erupting Earth is also technically a wizard spell. I did look that up, so I don't know if you guys want to...
Wait, which one is it? Sorry?
Erupting Earth.
Oh, Erupting Earth.
So, I mean, technically wizards can copy spells, if that's something you guys wanted to do, instead of just using the
Yes,
scroll.
I'm going to hand it over immediately, because it's much more valuable to have a spell copied than one-time use.
Sounds good. Although it doesn't take a spell point to use the scroll, where it would when it's a learned spell. But plant growth is a strictly druid spell, so as far as I understand the rules, you can't copy that one. Yeah. It's also not super exciting. It's kind of situational when you'd want to You guys will have to look it up.
I know how to use it.
Wait, Plant Growth actually a druid a bard and a ranger can also for Plant Growth.
Yes,
Okay,
but you can't-
but it's not a wizard spell, so you can't copy it into your wizard spell book. Was what I was saying.
I mean, a bard
anybody can use it.
Cast it.
Yeah, no, anybody can use it. It can use
Oh
scrolls.
no, I'm pretty sure you can't use it unless it's part of your
Well,
class.
no,
right?
no, you can use any scroll. I was looking at the rules for spell scrolls, but if you don't have the spell slot levels,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to do like an intelligence roll or some kind of roll to make sure the spell doesn't just like explode in your hands. So as long as Zosimus has level 3 spell slots, he can cast it freely.
I do not.
So yeah, it'll be when you guys hit level 5. If you do it before then, you might we'll deal with it if it comes up. But you have these cool level 3 spells at your disposal, and then the book in Sylvan explains how to make something you roughly translate as owl skin armor. It requires certain components. It requires the blood and feathers of an owlbear, which you guys have copious supplies of right now, alchemic oil, and a pair of leather armor. And that leather armor will become the magical item that's roughly translating as owl skin. It's not a very good name. If it was in common, it would have a cooler name, but because it's in Sylvan, it sounds kind of weird.
Does anybody have leather armor right now?
I don't even wear armor.
I do. I think
Fjorn or?
Oh yeah, the
or-
bard probably does.
yeah.
I do.
So
What does the owl skin armor do? Does this
So you're reading through the book and you're learning more about what this stuff does. You won't know exactly what you get until you're done, but you know that it's gonna give the ability to cast some ability to cast some kind of spells once it's completed.
That's cool.
So to craft this thing, you need after looking through the book, you need to spend an hour. Anyone can do it to craft the thing. So who's ever wearing leather armor would have to take it off and not be wearing armor for an hour. And then another hour would have to be spent someone who can do ritual casting. And
I can do that.
Well, you need a short rest.
yeah. I'm letting you guys know this. Sure, you guys can short rest before any of this happens. I'm just letting you know. Because if you guys are afraid of more mimics or me dropping more stuff on you, you guys can have your short rest. I did ask for you guys to clarify if the rest was before or after the books, and but yeah, so it's an hour to craft and then an hour to do the enchantment on it, which requires at least one person with ritual casting and one person with the ability to speak Sylvan. It could be the same person or it can be two separate people. I think in this situation it is made for both.
I mean, I can ritual cast. I don't have any ritual casting spells though.
That's what I think you can. Anyways, so you guys want to take a short rest, which is fine. You guys set up camp here at the temple. It's a good spot. Or the Black Fang agrees. Yeah, this is a great spot. Let's set up camp here. You guys can have your little baby rest that you need. So you said the song. What was the song?
Song of Rest. You get an extra D6.
Okay.
Do you get an extra D6 even if you don't use a hit die?
I think you get it no matter what.
Yes. I think you have to use one hit die to get it, though.
Okay. You'd have to use a hit die. Okay.
Okay, that's
You
fine.
have to use just one to get it, though.
I think you guys all have all your hit dice back. You technically had 2 long rests before this all happened, so even if I was using the weird bookkeeping rules where you only get half your dice back, you would definitely have them all back. So yeah, go ahead and I'm not even going to keep track. You guys just roll for yourself hit dice and then give yourself another d6 on top of that.
I don't even need it. I'm back up to full with the 6.
Oh, Fjorn! Wow!
And a D6, I guess, on top of that, Fjorn.
Then I get. Oh, wait a minute. I get a total of 4 though, right?
If you want it, yeah, you can use as many or as few as you want.
Well, I'm down to 2 HP. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to use them.
So I would use the okay. Yeah, just get all your hit points back. That's cool.
Jeez.
Yeah, okay. He
Oh,
rolls
man.
like a beast.
Plus that D6 if you.
Plus you get the
probably don't
D6.
even-
Yeah.
So that's one.
And Oris gets all his key points back, and then excellent. I don't know how many hit points you got.
I got
Left.
one more.
Oh, sure.
Oh my god.
If you just want to use them all, let's get them out of the way and fully heal Barbarian. I feel like that last one was unnecessary, but you're very healthy.
Actually, I did need that.
39 hit points back, and you weren't feeling confident? That would have put you at 41.
Still not my max, though.
Yeah, if you want to be at max, then take it. It's all good. All good in the hood.
All right. So yeah, I can't add it to my spell book yet, but I wrote down the cost and stuff I'll need.
Sounds good.
All right, so for the owl skin armor.
Sure.
What's that?
Do you guys just want to say you're doing it?
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna do it, he can do it. If not, I can do a stinger. I don't really need to roll hit dice or anything, so.
I just used all of them and got to full health.
Oh, you're saying May doesn't even need the short rest, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna take it, I guess, just to get spell slots back.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise, that's all she needs it for.
Okay. Well, you guys are free to. You could do it now, or you could keep moving it. I mean, doing it now is fine, and then you'll just keep traveling for the rest of the day afterwards. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, well, that way we don't have to carry all the stuff. You can just
it makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to carry a whole bunch of owlbear feathers and blood. Although you could craft it and do the ritual half later, but that's fine. So, yeah, you guys spend. Everybody just kind of sits around and, like, maybe Oris practicing his kata or whatever, and Zosimus and May take his armor off and then slowly weave in these feathers and start coating it in the alchemic oil and the bloods and whatnot and letting it soak in. And after an hour of that, you guys crack open that book of Sylvan and you start reading the incantations, and there's some swirling and magic as it comes out of the book and feeds into the armor, and it creates this armor. And then once it's finished, you notice that the words and everything in the book is gone. Everything fades away. But you have this impression that maybe, like, it's funny, like all the ink, everything's gone. It's a relatively thick book, but when you turn to the first page, you see very slowly a word, like a letter is starting to rewrite itself into the book. And you also realize that that's not the same letter that was there previously. So you have a feeling, you don't know how long, but you have a feeling this book may actually write another instruction sometime in the future if you keep it.
Ooh, so in a year or two, it might be a purple worm skin armor.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how long, and you don't know what. But yeah.
Oh, I just realized that was the Sylvan book.
Yes, it was the book in Sylvan. Yeah.
So I probably should have done it because it would have been hard for you. You wouldn't have been able to read it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you guys kind of work together. Definitely work together, because
Okay,
you being able to read Sylvan and he's like helping put the stuff in there. And then when you did the enchantment, the ritual, like as long as one person in the party had Sylvan and one person could ritual cast, which I'm pretty sure you guys had, but if not, you would have just had to wait until you met someone who had it. So you're good. You finish the armor, and when given a little bit of time during the short rest, whatever, Zosimus figures out what it does. It lets you, once per dawn, you can cast, without using a spell slot, Speak with Animals, which please don't do it for animal handling with owlbears. And Featherfall. You get both of those as a one-time castorino per day. So it's a custom item, so you won't find it in the D&D Beyond. You'll have to just say I have magical leather armor. It's not +1 or anything. It's just those magical spells added to it.
Could you send me the explanation of it, and I'll create it?
Sure. All you really need to know is that you can cast Speak with Animals and Featherfall once per day each.
Sure.
Every dawn. Item, like, human casting stuff is usually thematically done after a long rest, but then items generally regenerate every dawn, which a lot of the time is the same time, but sometimes it's not. So it's just cooler when it's like you stay up all night, but then you still get the item back, or you take a long rest in the middle of the day, but you don't get your item. I don't know.
Jump off a cliff, and then you use it, and then 1 minute later at midnight you jump off a cliff again.
Yeah, like maybe you guys plan to like use Featherfall twice, in the
It's a
middle of a
hike
night to like you can do stuff like that instead of having to wait 8 hours. So I believe I want to say Featherfall is it a level 1 spell? I forget.
Yeah,
I think it's a
Actually,
level 1. I
can't.
think Speak with Animals might be a cantrip. So it's
No,
not
that one's
like
also first level.
is it also first level? Okay, so it's not like absurdly busted stuff that I just gave you, but it is a nice little extra toy that you get to play with now. And secretly, as the DM sprinkles owl-related stuff on you guys, I'm not sure what to do now because there's only like 10 minutes left in the stream. I don't want to say we stop, but I don't want to accidentally start. Whatever. What do you guys want to do? You guys gonna keep traveling?
We went late last week too. If like, what's 5 minutes?
I wouldn't mind if we like travel and then like something happens and that's the end kind of
Yeah, that's
thing.
what I was thinking too. I'm like, that's fine with me as well. So, okay,
Sure.
so you guys want to keep traveling? Sounds good. You guys lost a little bit of time because you had to stop, rest, and do all this ritual stuff. So about 3 hours in the middle of the day got spent doing this stuff.
And I tell them all, and I practice telling the story of how I single-handedly defeated 2 owlbears.
For sure.
And try and sell it to them.
Yes, and the Black Fang just reminds
And
that you mange whelps should just keep moving and try to accomplish feats instead of bragging about them.
I want to see if I can convince you guys that it's true. If I can convince you, I explained to them that if I can convince you guys that it's true, that I can convince anyone.
We saved
Is
your
that
life.
true? Are you trying to convince yourself that that's the way it works?
No, if I convince them.
Go ahead. You can quickly roll deception, and if anyone wants to roll insight on him, feel free to call his bluff. Oh,
I don't
he
think
didn't.
He's ever going to be convinced.
Yeah, like it doesn't. Why would you be convinced?
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think you're convinced. Okay. Anyways,
No, my passive insight's 11, I think.
awesome. So you guys
Meg's
are not
gonna be a good
convinced
intelligent
that
you
the
should be
man
thanking us.
that somehow feeding the bears defeated them.
You should be thanking us. We saved your life.
I'm having a bit of a problem here where you guys might be getting slight spoilers there at the top because it refreshed the page and automatically logged me back in as the DM one. The one that's showing on screen. Anyways, back to the main map. You guys continue to travel. It's a little later in the day than it was when you were traveling last time, but let's throw something at you guys. Before we end, the Black Fang stops you guys and says the trail finally cuts off in a weird direction. And when you guys do that, and I'll give you guys what you see, and we'll deal with it when we show up next time. You guys see this like old hovel, and out here is you actually see, and we'll deal with this. We're not going to do combat, but you see 2 green hags, kind of like they're just like feeding on this meat here at the table, and there's also like a woman caged nearby. And we're
Like
gonna cut.
woman?
We're gonna will be an elven woman, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Because you're in the elven lands, and then that's where we're gonna cut it. Where we're gonna stop. You guys don't have an opportunity to attack or try to feed the hags,
Or run in and get your head bitten off.
but you guys are all for the most part fully healed. I think you might be down a spell slot or 2, but. I'm ready to see you guys.
Second level for spell slots, which sucks, but I mean, gotta use them. Can't be too conservative.
Yeah, you gotta get down and dirty with some. You guys killed 2 owlbears and a mimic today. I mean, challenge rating wise, if I plug that into something, it would be like you guys are gonna die, but only one of you almost died, so it was great. I mean, Fjorn was actually pretty. Oh, I even have a title here: Dilapidated Hovel. That's a cool name.
So when we start next time, will it be like initiative, or will we have like a chance to do stuff?
We'll deal with it when it happens, but
Okay.
I kind of think you'll probably have a chance to do stuff because that's how I've been giving you guys combats up till now. but we'll
Right.
see. We'll see how I feel, and maybe the hags will just turn around and immediately attack you, or maybe
Maybe they're nice.
we'll come back and the Black Fang will just push you guys aside, walk up, slay them both, and then that'll be the end of that.
He does need to do something.
I'm
May
pretty
just
excited about this. There's gonna be some cool stuff about this one. I just
Dude,
don't want to
hags
spoil
are
it.
really interesting. They can be really hard.
They can be.
Okay.
I recommend you guys look up like cursory knowledge on specifically their green hags if you care. They're the forest dwelling, the forest
I
dwelling
won't-
variety.
I won't meta, and I don't remember all the stuff they can do, but I did do a combat with 3 hags against a party, and it was like, it was really hard for them, but it was very fun.
They are spellcasters, and this is the first time we'll have spellcasters
I know, I can't even
against
cast
the
counters
party.
yet.
So I'm really excited to go at it. But that's for another day. That was the end of Crossroads, the episode Crossroads. I had a great time. I guess if each of you want to take turns with a quick sign off, maybe before I call her quits, and then I'll just do my spiel on the stream. Starting with May.
Do you think May should have like an anime sign up where she does a little peace sign?
Yeah.
No, May Galanodel waiting to slay some hags if they're bad.
Fjorn.
Bye. See you next week.
Oris.
Oris reads thick books faster than you read thin books.
That's true. He got through that book in I think it was 2 rounds, so 12 seconds. Zazimus.
I'm winning. It's me. I'm Zosmus Hornslayer, and
Hornslayer?
I'm
That would have been a sweet
Horns-
name. Why wasn't your name
Hornswallower.
Hornslayer?
Hornswallower.
It's way better. Miles
horn-
better.
Follower. I'm doing perfectly fine. There's nothing going wrong. There's nothing going wrong with me at all. I'm fine. I promise.
I really want May to show him up in this fight.
It may happen. We'll see what happens. I just want to thank everybody for watching. As usual, there are more people watching than there are people playing, so that means we have some fans, and I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are awesome. I hope that our entertainment has entertained you. It's Sunday at noon every week, and I haven't quite completed it, but I have created a summary of all previous episodes in a very short audio clip, about 10 to 15 minute like podcast-ish material that I'll be releasing very soon on the tubertugger.ca website. I'll probably talk about it again next week, and all it is if you've missed any previous episodes, you'll just be able to read this thing, listen to this quick summary instead of having to go back and watch hours of content. It's nice to be caught up. So I hope you guys are excited for that, and I hope you guys all had a great time. And thanks for watching, Nicholas. I hope the language barrier isn't too much. You guys have a good rest of your Sunday.